I think we can go live?
We are recording.
We are recording. Welcome to the April 22nd, 2024 meeting of the Board of Assessors of Lunenburg, Massachusetts. In accordance with the requirements of the open meeting law, please be advised that this meeting is being recorded and broadcast over the Lunenburg Public Access channel on Facebook Live on the Public Access Facebook page. https://www.facebook.com/lunenburg-public-access-cable-157-217-270-975-305/. The recording can be found at the Lunenburg Access YouTube channel after the meeting. The meeting will be held in person at this location. We are in the lower level of the Ritter Building. Members of the public are welcome to attend this in-person meeting. Please note that while an option for remote attendance and/or participation is being provided as a courtesy to the public, the meeting will not be suspended or terminated if technological problems interrupt the virtual broadcast, unless otherwise required by law. Members of the public with particular interest in any specific item on this agenda should make plans for in-person versus virtual attendance accordingly. For remote participation from a computer, please use the e-link below to join the public meeting webinar. It is https://us02web.zoom.us.j sorry, that was us/j/852-439-26658. And again, the meeting ID is 852-4392-6658. From a telephone, dial toll-free number 888-475-4499 and enter the webinar ID I just mentioned. I'll read it again. 852-4392-6658, followed by the pound sign. If you have not registered with Zoom, you will be asked for your name and an email address. No participant ID is required. Just press the pound sign when asked. Telephone users may dial *9 to request to speak after joining the meeting. Computer and app users may use the raise hand feature to request to speak. The agenda lists all topics which may be discussed at the meeting and are those reasonably anticipated by the chair. Votes may be taken as a result of these discussions. Not all items listed may in fact be discussed, and other items not listed may also be brought up for discussion to the extent permitted by the open meeting law. I'm going to call us to order. Since we have no Zoom members today, we don't need to go through the introduction, but I think we probably should.
I think we have to just say.
I don't know, but let's do it anyway.
Okay, I like that idea.
Linda McQuaid, Principal Assessor.
Rena Sweezy.
Sarah Kramer.
Brian LaFond?
John
Lean-
Rabbit.
Lean in so they can see your face.
Oh, yeah, John Rabbit.
There
I
you
don't
go.
want to.
Okay, now lean back.
I'll blind you in my head.
We typically start with opening comments. Are there any comments from the board?
Sarah?
Mr. Rabbit?
None at this moment.
None from me. I'll hold off till later. Since there's no public in attendance, is there someone on Zoom who would like to speak during the opening comments session? I don't even see if there's anybody on Zoom at the moment.
Do you have it
There was a
doing-
ding-a-ling, but
Yeah, do you have it doing a display that shows the different kinds of screens?
I can make that screen
can we
bigger,
tell?
make
Can
it
you
bigger.
can you do it?
I can try. I didn't, yeah.
Because
of course I
you know
could.
what you're talking about.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Okay, today. This is just to make sure if someone raises their hand, we actually see it.
Those are the ones that Sue did, maybe.
Okay, they may,
To admit them, I voted. To get them to show up at all?
but there should be a thing
And all we
requested.
have is us participating.
Okay,
so we're
that's
all
good.
set.
So move it back over to the side a little bit. There we go. Is that your way?
I think if we,
You good?
if we have people coming in, we'll see a splash.
Something.
Yeah, you'll see them showing on the side,
Yep,
sir.
yep, yep.
Yep.
The first order of business today is the status report from the, it says interim principal assessor and new principal assessor, so you have two separate reports or just one?
Just
We
one.
just have
Okay.
one.
We're happy with that.
I brought copies too,
You have the floor.
as well. Here's copies.
I got mine.
Oh, okay.
I even made
Do you
it
have your
taller.
copy?
Oh.
Sit there.
Take one?
Here, she'll take
Here you go.
Thank you.
There you go. To you.
It's the same.
Okay. You want me to go through it?
Yes, please.
We've been quite busy, Rena and I. Started reviewing 102 building permits from 2021 to 2023, just to make sure that all the permits have been included in the vision appraisal software. And any missed permits will result in either supplemental bills, revised bills, and/or growth for fiscal year 2025. So we're already working on next year growth.
Point of order. What method would you like? We just ask questions as you go through? Or you save them to the end, whatever you're most comfortable with.
If you want to go through them each item, that's fine.
Go ahead. I would say ask questions as we go,
As we
otherwise
go.
we'll
Yeah.
forget them.
I run out of fingers after a while. A question, how many more do you think you have? And how many did you find?
So
I mean-
far, I have 2 revised bills so far, supplementals. And actually, I have 2 supplemental bills so far. I've gone through a lot of the 2021 building permits, and we seem to have all those. We're finding them in 22 and 23 at this point.
So you're still working through the
Still
file?
working, yeah.
Okay.
I've got a ways to go. We've been a little busy with commitment number 2 for the motor
Motor
vehicle.
vehicles.
Yeah.
And then the tax bills went out.
Yes,
So-
notice when you came in.
So that, yeah, so that
Okay.
activity, yeah. But I have started the growth. I'm up to 2.2 million in assessed value for growth for
You
2025.
wrote
so
as a
far.
result of your
For
looking,
2025?
As a result of going through permits.
just for 2021, you get, how
Eh,
many?
no.
No, that's not for
Oh.
21.
It's for fiscal 2025.
Oh, okay.
So far, that's assessed value, that's not tax dollars.
Yeah, I'm
So,
assuming.
so we're making, starting to head the
And
next
just
fiscal
to
year.
clarify, so you basically found nothing in 2021, so these are 2022 mostly, or 2023?
2022 and 2023,
Right,
So,
yeah.
good job.
So-
more to go.
Yeah, well, there's a lot more to go, but we're making headway. And the third bullet, we completed 5 abutters list from the end of March until now. And we, actually, it was 98 motor vehicle excise and trailer excise tax abatements totaling $11,218.36 for the month of March. We actually have a couple of reports. We've got quite a bit for you to sign.
So that was for the first commitment? We haven't gotten anything back from the second commitment yet? That's not
No.
included in this?
They're not, the second isn't included in this.
That's right,
That's
just the
just the
Yep,
first
that's
one.
fine.
Yeah, but we had a lot of traffic
Today. Today.
for commitment number 2. And then we also provided a new zoning map to the police and fire departments. And we have a copy of that in our office as well.
Part of the mappings
Yeah,
from CAI.
Okay.
The reduced, those
Right.
reduced maps. And it was actually Dan that made copies for us, and he took them over. He took copies over to the police and to the fire, so they could have a reduced copy of the new zoning map,
Okay.
so.
And we also have commitment number 2 for 2024. I have the warrant for that. And there were 889 bills for commitment number 2. And that's a total of $285,816.11. And then we just had one bill for commitment 9 of 2022. And that bill totals $77.98. I'm not sure, do you want to sign this after, this stuff after?
We'll do it during
Okay,
signings.
all right. And then, next item, we actually got access to NearMap last week. We were actually having a ball with that.
We had it, we
You said-
didn't know.
Is everybody familiar with
Yeah.
Near
Yeah,
Map?
tell me
Yeah.
about that, no.
That's
You're
great.
probably familiar with it, right, Sarah,
I-
Near Map?
Yeah.
But for Jack and me, please,
Yeah.
and the folks,
Oh, it's
what is Near Map?
Near map is almost like a satellite. You can go in satellite image and you can actually look at a house. And Rena and I were questioning with some of these permits, so we were able to look at the yard, we were
Could
questioning.
turn,
Yeah,
could
it's
turn the
kinda
house
neat.
all around,
We were
find
looking,
out where the addition was, which we already had.
yeah,
So now does it overlay the property lines and things like that on Near Map, like they would in the GIS
No, I don't.
sites?
no, it's
just-
not like that.
See, it's kind of like doing Google
Kind of like Google
satellite.
Earth.
Okay,
Yeah.
Google Earth, okay.
Yeah.
Only you can go all the way around the building.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to see. Yeah, the only
That's really
drawback was, it was from March of 2023.
Yeah.
So it doesn't appear like it's been updated yet. So I'm not sure when that, so that was the only drawback, but we
Yeah.
actually thought it was a great tool.
Yeah.
Great.
And so hopefully it'll allow us to kind of verify some of the data.
Yeah, already a
So you
good
have
portion of the
ongoing
town
access?
hates you.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Excellent, that's good. So would you just dial in Near Map, or is that part of the GIS package, or is it part
No,
of
it's a
the?
separate.
Yeah, it's
Separate.
separate.
And can we access into it? We
No.
can't?
The town has it.
Only the town,
It's-
but if we go into the town
Well,
site?
it's, I think it's just like our vision. There's so many licenses, and I think we only have one license.
Near Map?
But you can come into the office. We can-
I could, I'm
We
I'm
can-
not heartbroken, trust me. I'm just saying, okay, how do I do that?
Yeah.
Because I know that there's other folks, like the Conservation Commission, who, I always went to two sources. I went to the Google Maps, and the other one I went to the Wheeler file and looked up what they had posted in the past. So it would behoove us to tell the folks over at Conservation that, you know, there's another way of looking at stuff besides just that single view.
We could probably reach out to make sure that they actually have a license, because there may be another license, one for us, one for them, we don't know.
Yeah.
We just
yeah.
know that there's a limited number of licenses for the town.
That's a real
So
powerful
we can
tool.
double check that.
Is it time stamped, meaning you can go back a year as well, or 2 years and do
We
this?
didn't try
Yeah,
that.
we
Didn't try that
didn't
yet?
try that. We just noticed that the date on the bottom said March 2023. So,
Oh,
They've had it for a whole week.
what, you're not experts yet?
Well,
that's-
we've had a few other things.
Thank you. It's like, you walk in there and you both are
Maybe Sarah
chatting
can
on the
give them
phone.
some training.
Wow,
Kidding.
it's very cool.
Sort of.
yeah, it's
Tuesday.
really neat.
Near Map.
Oh my God.
The other thing is we ordered door hangers for the property inspections. It's like a yellow card. So when we go out now, we'll put a door hanger and we can,
Yeah.
you know, mark that whether it was a building permit. So hopefully those will be coming in the next
Okay.
couple weeks.
There have been complaints in the past about, somebody was sneaking around my
My
yard.
yard,
Well,
and
we're
my
not sneaking at
pool
all,
and all
but
that, yeah.
now we can leave our calling card.
And we're sending out notes in advance now, like you used to send out
I
notes.
used to send out postcard, well, for the
Yeah.
sales inspections,
Yeah,
I would send out postcards and tell them that I'd
Right.
be coming in 1 to 3 weeks. That's something that we probably will
we
order
wanna do
once we
that.
get caught
Yeah.
up. Is
I read
start
a lot
doing-
of your site, you know,
Yeah.
what you were doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
good.
sales is another way to
Yeah.
generate growth too, because,
In our office, we've always sent out sales verification letters.
Our letters, after the
No,
sale.
no. After, when we see the
When you
deed.
sold them, she used to send out a postcard to folks saying that there's somebody coming. You might even include their name or the company they're with and such to let them know, and they tried to schedule. I don't know if you scheduled time or if they missed you, but you were coming, and at the same time, they also notified the police department that.
We've always done that
You've
as
always
well.
done that, and that's your zoning map? Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
The postcards are nice for the sales because a lot of times people call back and they want to schedule an appointment. And it's nice because we have the MLS and then the Warren Group is what I used to take the information from, that I fill cards out and mail them and then to go out and do the actual inspection.
Yeah.
So it's nice because you pick up decks and stuff that
Oh, yeah.
was missed as well.
Yeah.
Sometimes if they don't call you back and you can't get inside, you can access the MLS too. Which,
But send them a note saying you've not responding and therefore you can't go to ATV? Or it's only if they actually refuse?
no, they don't have to let us in.
The only refusal on ATV is on abatements. If
Okay,
not
so if they,
sales verification,
okay,
if they file
know
an
that.
abatement and they refuse to let you do an inspection, that's a cause for dismissal or denial
Okay.
if they go.
So if you're doing your annual inspection, and you ask to go in the house and they refuse to allow you,
Can't do
and you
anything
get a
about
new
it.
tax bill, do we get the right to come up with?
Only
what-
if they file an abatement.
Yeah.
Oh,
They don't
okay.
have to let us in if
Yeah.
we're just doing an inspection.
Yeah,
And I knock on the door first
Mhm.
to let them know that I'm there. And if they don't answer, I place a door hanger on. And then I'll just take the record card and check the data
Okay.
and just do the outside. And then,
and then you
know,
do
they-
your best worst guess?
well, I mean, it's not a guess because you try to use the MLS to see if you can see what's
Oh,
in the
that's true,
interior.
yes. Yeah.
If it's on there.
If it's relatively recent,
Yeah, but hopefully you get the MLS and then the exterior, I can't even talk, the exterior inspection, and then you can see, verify what's on the data card.
Okay. And so if they're not happy, they can file their abatement, and then
They
they
can.
refuse to let you in to scope it out, then they've
Deny
lost their
the
ATV.
abatement.
It's denied,
They've lost
yeah.
ATV rights. Okay.
Yep. So that's the only time that they have to let us in. And, the next item, we actually received a June 28th, 2024 hearing notification from the ATB for the settlement of the 4 pending ATB cases.
Which we can talk about later on during executive session.
Right.
Yep. And then the next item was our meeting for tonight.
Tonight.
So,
And the other meetings will come up later in the agenda.
We'll talk about that later on, yep.
If I could, then, one of the things that we've talked about in the past is some sort of, and I've even built a section in the new website, some sort of an operational performance metrics. You just gave us a pile of data that would fit in there. And so, and I'll send this over to you, but basically, can you tell us, how many homes did we sell this month? And I know the banker and trades report, and, okay.
We can cover this later on, this is really not part of this report right now. If you wanted to add it to the.
Well, I'm just
add it to
saying,
the
okay, then let's hold on to that, because I would like to talk.
We can actually talk about that later on.
Okay, because if it's the Gunner and Assessors report, perhaps we can start formatting it so we can track it versus, there's a certain level of randomness that's hard to follow, especially as old folks. And so if we had an operational
Yeah.
schematic.
There were a couple of things that I mentioned to you that I thought should have been on here,
oh, yes.
that we didn't, because she was trying to keep it to one page.
Yes, yes, we did. Well, we, like I mentioned, we're working on growth. We've been busy with commitments. Exemptions is something that I didn't mention. We are working on that. The 41C
Yep,
and the 17.
22 and 30, yep.
17D.
Yeah, 17D.
And the other thing was, all of those
Oh, the
abatements from
abatements,
last year that were sitting around in bankers' boxes and piles of crap,
they're all
Yeah.
filed in a file
they're in a
case
file cabinet and they're all hanging folders.
Yeah.
Great work.
by numbers, you know.
So, we only did 23 though, right? Because we only had like a few the prior years.
Oh, all the ones that we have to keep just in case.
Right.
There are 22s, 21s, there are small piles that,
Are those
That-
also filed or are those? not
those are
yet?
filed in that other desk, there's a
Perfect.
drawer down there,
Perfect,
and they've been put in there.
perfect.
But these, this took up 1.5 file cabinets, so.
Just to little follow-up on that. Most of the abatement applications were in-house. There were a couple that were taken out of the house. And we've gotten one of them back. There are a couple that are now missing. So we're still trying to find out what happened to the missing couple. Because it's incumbent upon us to maintain those files. And since they were taken out of the house, we don't have access to them anymore.
So we don't have sign-out card system? Like the.
When this was being done, and the abatements were being done, and then the ATB cases were coming up, there were virtually no controls. We really had no
Right.
control, and we had several different people working on them. So
And we were trying to make copies
As we went.
of the entire packet for the
Right.
vendor,
Right,
which was MFS.
right.
It was a
So-
little bit hard to, we
That's
couldn't
okay.
track them. We have spreadsheets with we logged them in as they came in, the day they came in, and everything's logged into an
Yep.
abatement log.
Yeah.
But physically tracking them, it was hard
Right.
enough to
Right.
get them to where they had to go.
Yeah. You have, I mean, you walked into this not lack of a system too, and Linda, this is just an opportunity for improvement, that's all we
Yeah,
really got.
yeah.
That's
No,
all.
and we're working toward that right
Yeah,
now.
but we
Yeah.
already
Yeah.
do it with our abatement logs,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Right.
which we
but he
thought
doesn't
was
keep
nice.
walking out with the whole record under his arm.
Nothing should have left the building.
Yeah,
What we thought we'd do this year, because we've already started our log for our 6 abatements, is we'll make a scanned copy.
Oh, you're jumping
So that we
ahead.
have that in case something gets
That's a
lost.
good idea,
We'll-
electronic
we'll
I
scan.
believe
scan.
you're jumping ahead, but okay.
Sorry, yeah. While we're on the subject.
Maybe I got the agenda wrong,
Okay.
and which is quite possible, quite possible. Did you want to finish up on that part of the conversation?
And that's it, that's it for our, what
So the key point there was, so far we've received 6
6 so far.
abatement
Yeah.
requests, applications.
We are getting a lot of
Applications.
four
calls.
we're doing away with,
What's that?
we're processing 4 of those tonight, or are those,
No, no, no.
No,
those
we're
are
not
from-
We
processing.
won't do it, we won't process any of those yet right now.
okay.
Those are just
They
being
need
logged.
inspections.
This is more
They're-
ATV side
they're-
of the equation, okay.
Well, that's a separate, yeah.
Yeah, separate.
These are the abatement requests for 2024. What we're talking about before, or
23.
later on, will be for 23.
Okay.
So,
Thank you.
yeah, we have 6. We did have
6.
a lot more.
Oh, we did have 7.
Oh, yeah.
Well, the 7 was really 100 and something.
Yeah.
About 150 parcels.
We had one parcel, excuse me, we had one application that included about 140 or 150
Had a
parcels.
condo complex of
And
some
it
No,
was-
sort.
it
it
wasn't-
was, all right, this goes back,
Right,
do you want me to explain it?
sure.
Yeah.
All right, this goes back.
Because we should all be familiar with it.
This goes back to 2020, and it was a developer that filed his plans with the planning board. They were all approved, and in '21, when the next assessor came on, she was our first principal assessor, she put them in all as separate lots, and she put them in at full value. So he filed an abatement, and we went out, I went out with the board, and we did an inspection, and it's, there's no infrastructure, no streets, no water, no sewer, you know, just, it was just it's a paper subdivision.
And the streets were cut already?
No, the
Nope,
streets were not
nothing.
cut, it's just
Nothing.
vacant land, it's what we call a paper subdivision.
Right.
Yeah,
So nothing
Nothing
was
happened.
started,
Yeah,
so,
so no new
they
growth.
were all abated down, I think, I wanna say it's like 150 of them. They were all abated down to potentially developable at, they got a discount of 90%, so they're all at 10%. And he didn't file, he filed that 1 year, he didn't file last year. He had filed this year. And then he sent me an email this morning, and he said, he just got all his tax bills, and he looked at them, and he said, withdraw my abatement. He said, my land values are fine.
So we went from what would have been a pile of them
yeah,
to 6.
wow.
Well, that's good news.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I like that. Thank you.
so thank you, yes.
Yeah.
Anything else you wanted to hit on?
Yeah, I did want to mention one thing. A lot of the calls we're getting, we are getting phone calls, but a lot of them, I think people are confused because there was 3 prelim quarters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the last bill tends to be much higher.
Yeah.
So it's, in some cases, it's kind of catch-up for the
Yeah.
third
The rest
quarter
of
being
the year.
prelim.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So otherwise, it would have been split. So we've been getting a lot of calls, and we, look it up in Munis, and verify that, and then most of the time they're,
Good.
oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So just an observation, we did a really good job when we did the preliminary bill for Q3
Yeah.
of putting a letter in there and explaining what was going on. We did nothing in Q4, and I don't know why it never occurred to us to put a letter in there and say, this is the makeup.
This is our catch-up.
We didn't do it, and it's too late now, but
Another good learning point.
another lesson learned. We did a
If we
really
ever
good
have to
job
do
on
something like this again.
Q3 and a not such a good job of communicating
Do you think we should
that for Q4.
adopt a policy that says, we're gonna put a letter, a little note in there with every one of them, just to kind of.
Most of them are just.
Hello, we're here,
No,
we're
most of them are
friendly, any
routine.
questions, call?
Yeah.
No, it's
No.
very routine and it's not necessary, but this time, because of the difference in our calendar for this year, we should have thought, and it just never occurred to
Maybe-
one of us.
Maybe in the thing you're building, it can be in case of fire, break glass, these are the things to remember.
Well, we'll put it in the
To do.
frequently asked question, we're gonna take it in and put it out.
That's-
Yeah.
Like you said, it's never done.
Yeah, if this ever happens again, here's what you
Yeah,
should do.
that's what I'm saying, letter
It's-
the tax bills.
You know, it's happened twice in the history of the state or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna happen again, but.
We can make a guidebook for some other poor community.
Yeah, I like that idea, so that's good.
Knock on. Thank you very much for the update. We are now going to review and approve minutes.
Oh, I love it. I sent you,
Yay!
I saw, you saw my response?
I haven't, I
Okay.
haven't.
We have the minutes from January 8th.
Yes.
I believe one of your pieces of feedback was about the 8th, and it said you wanted to change the word from process to project.
Project or something, that process.
It is now done.
Okay, great.
So that's the only other amendment.
And,
But I
oh, I had another one right
Mine are
here.
in pink, there's some spelling
Oh.
errors.
Oh, okay.
But I did these
That was
before
February
you did
26th,
your
Brian.
modifications.
Oh. Well, maybe I didn't catch them all.
I read all your mods on
Is this
my
for the-
phone. Yep, for the 8th.
January 8th.
Yep,
Okay. So the
It's,
modifications are on,
it's right after how to read your vision card after the break in audio.
Brian, it was February the 26th, by the way.
What?
Yeah,
No, hold-
that co-
Yeah,
We're
on
jumping-
Yeah,
January
you jumped to said that I changed the name, I didn't change that one.
oh,
Okay,
okay.
so there's just some typos from January.
Um,
Do you want the whole thing from me?
Let's do them one at a time so we can approve them.
I mean, do you want the whole?
You got more changes for the
Printout.
same date?
No, I'm just wondering if you want the whole printout for content.
No, because I may have changed things
Okay.
that you didn't change, so we're
Okay.
gonna be on the same page here.
Okay,
It's before, oh, it's up in here then.
yeah.
Sarah, I didn't hit the grammar. And taking out the what,
The, it's accepted
for the town purposes.
for town purposes.
I'm happy with that. Any
Yep.
more for that date?
No,
I'm just gonna go through them one at a time, so make sure we do them all. So I'll entertain a motion to accept these minutes as amended.
So moved.
seconded.
These are the minutes of January 8th.
Aye.
Right.
All in favor? I'll make the modification, I'll get them out to, just so everybody knows, they have to be then turned into a PDF and sent to the town clerk. January 22nd.
I
It's
had nothing.
2 pages, and you didn't mention anything on that one?
I didn't have anything there, Brian.
I will entertain a motion.
I think you corrected this on your version.
Which one is it?
Um,
How far down? I don't know where it is. New business?
You
meetings?
corrected it.
Wow. I will entertain a motion to accept the minutes as written for January 22nd.
So moved.
Seconded.
You could so move next time.
Oh, I don't mind.
All in
really-
favor?
Let's just orderly progression. Aye.
All in favor?
Aye,
The minutes of January 29,
yes, which was originally
which was listed as
the 31st.
January 31
Yeah.
for some reason, but it's really January 29th, so. What did you have, anything in the way of modifications?
No, I didn't see
Mr. Rabbit,
anything.
anything in the
I
way of
do not
modifications?
believe I did, no. I would've, I only had 2 and I said.
Okay, that's fine. Then I
Go ahead.
will entertain a motion for the 29th minutes.
So moved.
Seconded.
Aye?
Aye.
This is
You can vote first, how's that, Sarah?
February 5. After a mess of modifications.
There was one typo. I think camera,
Where was it? Where is it? How far?
under current business, 3 paragraphs down. Right after excess of money in the overall budget. You might have fixed it already.
I might not have.
Here.
Oh, it's much further down.
Oh, it's on the second page. Sorry.
What? Current business, approved, oh. So I changed this because we actually covered it, 5-year plan first.
Yep.
So it's further in the minutes.
Okay.
So no, it's in the same minutes, I just have
Yeah.
to find it. Sarah Camera. What? Is it under board questions?
Let me look. I'll mark it on yours. You fixed it.
I'll entertain a motion to accept the minutes of February 5th as written.
Motion to accept the minutes. February 5th.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye. Sorry, I didn't have time to go through it.
Thank you. No, this is, we gotta, I just wanna keep
I want to.
from falling behind again.
Yeah,
We wound up with 10.
it was too many.
They should be within 30 days. It's not.
Well, we weren't expecting them.
The minutes, we are now looking at the minutes of February 12th.
I had nothing to add on those, except also did not know the last name.
No.
Of which?
No.
Oh, Bob.
Becky from DOR.
Oh, Becky, I fixed
Becky
those.
Boucher.
And Bob Peace.
Boucher.
I didn't get the P's though. Where's that one?
I forgot where it is.
P-E-A-S-E, but
Yeah. Oh, where is it? I can skim it and find it if you want to write it on
would you
yours.
please?
Yeah.
With the addition of the name Bob Pease. Any other changes
No.
to February, whatever that, 12th? Some of these I printed along the long edge, some I printed on the short edge, some of them I flipped over. I'll fix it. See? Oh, one of them, the pages slid through, so I just stapled them that way.
Let's see.
That's the one with the Bob Pease?
I might have it mixed up. No, it should be this one, because this is the one we were sitting at the table doing the final report. Well, not the final report, but you know, one
Yep.
of those.
Still no one else on the Zoom? No.
Not that I
Does
can
it
see.
look like it?
What's it after on your page? Or did you,
It's not on it.
did I take it out?
I think you took it out.
Okay.
But then we should amend it, because Bob Peace was asking where to find the map information.
I don't think I
Where
took that
is
out
that?
though. Nope, that's on the 26th.
Sorry.
This one, there were no modifications to the
What's the date?
February 12th.
February 12th?
Did you
I
have
didn't
12th?
have any modifications.
I don't recall having any either. No.
So,
As written?
So,
yes, I accept the minutes of February 12th as written.
second?
All in favor?
Aye. Okay, give me that one, I'll find,
It's, I thought I just had it.
oh, good job. If you know where it is.
Nope.
It's
Now,
highlighted in yellow on the front of that page.
that's for him.
Oh.
There's a lot of names
Are we
in
at
here.
now?
though.
The
It's right
12th?
here. It's comments.
P-E-A-S-E.
And I don't know his address, but I can look it up.
What's the date on that one, Brian? I'm sorry.
26th.
26th. I had one too.
We
Oh.
changed your process to project, as you wished.
To program.
What you wrote to me was project.
Did I really?
Yeah, you want me to change this program?
Cross-training.
I don't care.
And you-
Right, yeah, change the program.
I don't
You did
care.
cross off the minutes of January 31st because there's no meeting, right?
Correct.
Yeah,
Okay.
program same, right?
And were you able to
You
get the
want
last
program?
names of all those other people?
Yeah,
I did.
Okay.
cross-training program.
So I'll change this to program. I will add Mr. Pease. And, let me circle it just so I'll find it easier. So,
I didn't see anything else.
Yeah, cross-training.
So as modified?
Sounded
Yeah.
negative.
Motion to accept the minutes of February 26th as amended.
I second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So we need to recycle these.
March 4th, the blotter room. It's a fairly lengthy one.
Okay.
Were there any modifications that any of you saw? Either of you saw?
None?
Really? It was lengthy, but good, thank you.
I really did not see anything in here.
Okay.
Um,
This was the one, March 4th, you were Zoomed?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had COVID then.
That's right, you had a couple of Zooms.
They
Okay.
decided not to let me in.
Yeah. I'm just checking. No, I didn't have anything on this one.
Okay.
Some I accidentally printed out twice and corrected twice.
What?
He's looking to you.
What?
He's looking to you for a motion.
Motion to accept the minutes of March 4th as
So
Is
moved.
there-
Second?
All in favor?
aye.
Aye.
March 12th, this was the
I just have a grammar fix and
joint meeting with the select board.
yeah.
So the portion of this that is
Yes,
select board related is exactly the same as ours, but you'll fix we won't have the mistake in
There's
ours.
a semicolon required. Otherwise it's a run-on sentence.
Under 16, wait a minute,
Public
public
comment.
comment,
Yeah.
that's you.
Yep.
This- It's after the word have a fixed income. Fixed income, oh, I see.
Thank you. I didn't have any modifications other than that.
And
Brian, was that the classification hearing?
that was the classification hearing.
Ah,
Should I call
yeah,
it that, by the way? It's called joint meeting of the select board, but should I call
But
it?
it was, the purpose was for a
It
classification.
had two purposes.
But it was a classification hearing.
It was
and,
classification.
We also talked about
This is the one
the
you did
41C.
with the date.
Correct.
Right.
yeah.
So,
So it's not,
through
it's,
12.
it's not just a classification hearing. There were two things we talked about there, so that's why I didn't change it. I can change it if you want to have it on the header.
If,
Because
I
it
don't think
is
you
the
should.
classification in 41C discussion for the warrant.
But the reason we had to meet jointly with the selectmen was for the purpose of a classification
Correct.
hearing.
Right.
So
And then
we
you
can-
brought the other stuff into it, but the main purpose,
I understand, so
It's
you want me
7:30
to add
p.m.
Right.
classification hearing to the header, so that we have it
Because it
Brian,
does
Mr.
say it's
Chairman, I would,
7:30.
because
It does say it's 7:30, the
they,
text
when they look at our stuff,
classification hearing
they
is
do
open.
look for the, and I think classification hearing is one of their items on their calendar, or are they looking
okay.
for it?
Yeah, and that's
Or-
why we could put it on there. Where did I?
Yeah.
It's you have it at 7:30, text classification hearing, but it is buried in there. Yeah.
But I think it,
And I'll add it right here.
yeah.
Tax.
We added the 41C because we needed to get it done.
Right.
Yeah.
and we also, the second invoice from Nate, now that,
What?
the second, Nate
Well,
sent one for that classification hearing.
We can talk about that later, let's finish the minutes.
I was just gonna say we dated it, because there was no date on
There was no,
For March 12th.
well, he originally sent it with the date of December.
it. December 23rd, 23, or something like that. December
So
something.
with the addition of tax classification hearing, as we say, joint meeting with the select board and tax classification hearing. I'll add that in as part of the header.
Okay.
Um,
And then it shows up at 7:30.
And I will change that one thing with the semicolon. Is there anything else in here that needs to be amended?
There's a cash basis then.
No, unless you
He
wanna,
doesn't do it on a
unless you wanna
basis. If he-
capitalize
if he
tax
books
classification hearing and
the
put it in
last of
bold
the
at
year,
7:30.
and doesn't collect the cash till the
What's the show?
following year, he can show the expenses on
This
that
is in
side
the
of
old
the year
minutes.
and the income on the other. That's what he did.
If we wanna bold that. I don't know if we do. It's
That's
right
fine.
after he talks about all of the levy limit.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Maybe you wanna bold that.
I will. Any other adjustments to the minutes of March 12th?
No motion to accept the March 12th minutes as amended.
Second,
All in favor?
night? You're doing good, Ryan.
We have the minutes for March 18th, which was held in the Bellata Room.
Okay.
Oh, I already see one, but. Do you have any adjustments?
No, I'm really bad at the spelling and the English.
I'm sorry.
English stuff, eh.
I seem to have misplaced those minutes. Do you mind if I skim that right now?
And
I'm sorry.
I'm going to adjust this to 41 capital C because it's not a lowercase c.
I used capital C.
I'm sure you did.
Really?
The person that's transposing this stuff from our meetings wouldn't know that it's a capital
No,
C.
these are really good minutes. These are good minutes.
These are actually probably too extensive, but that's okay. I'd rather have them too
Yeah.
extensive than no idea what happened.
Yes, significant upgrade.
Okay. Those are the ones I had found.
Okay. We hadn't decided there wasn't a meeting then, but okay.
We have no minutes from that date.
No, I know. We hadn't decided at that point that that meeting didn't
Oh.
exist. So we're sort of fixing things that weren't fixed then.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I think we have to leave it there,
Okay.
and then we took it off later on.
That's fair.
It's a,
Yep, you're right.
oh, geez. So there are three, Mike Torillo's last name,
Yeah,
adding the capital C for 41C. There's a space in a number after a comma, which
Yeah.
doesn't make any sense. And Sarah was suggesting we fix things historically that hadn't been fixed yet.
yeah, so
So I'm gonna leave this one.
that's fine.
And you did all this off your phone? Or did
No, I had printed all these out
Oh, okay.
before Brian had sent us
Okay.
those. And so then I tried to reconcile them both. but I-
This was a really fun Sunday afternoon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I appreciate it, because I was like, well, I don't need to do that one, or that one, or
Yeah.
comment on that, but there were a couple I didn't get as good at reconciling.
So do I hear a motion?
Motion to accept the minutes as amended.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
What date was it? March 20th?
That was March 18th.
18th, okay.
Okay.
We are now up to April 1st. There was no meeting. Oh, there was a meeting.
There was a meeting.
So I clearly forgot to put the last 2 weeks of minutes in my folder, so
Yeah.
I will have to look at that.
That's okay. Did you have any changes?
Yeah, I did, Rich, and I said, I clearly remembered, we voted And
I sent you a note back. We voted the meeting before. We didn't need to vote on that one at that time.
wasn't
Was
there
I at
still
that
a...
meeting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why, was she?
There's one I missed.
Yes, because we had a...
There's a
we
March
had-
meeting.
We had a little bit of a question, and we
Yes.
want to move ahead
Mm-hmm.
in terms of what was happening out there. And I pushed the point, and I don't recall that, if
So
that
No,
was the
it's-
meeting.
we had
And
already
I-
voted to
It was the
support it
previous
here.
March meeting, yeah.
We had
Yeah.
voted to support the two changes
Yeah.
back here.
Back there? Okay.
And
And I was-
then we had a discussion about it, but we didn't decide to change anything, so there's no need to take a vote.
Right,
Right.
okay.
So that was what I was trying to explain back to you when I sent the note, said, I
I'm
think we're all
sorry for
set. No, no,
not-
that's okay.
Yeah.
You can't,
And I watched that other meeting.
now you're gonna read this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna read.
Thank you.
I went back and watched a lot of them, just like, what the heck happened? Because I'm just,
I only look, when I have something on the minutes that's confusing, I go, okay.
yeah, well, that was the voting one.
And that's why I asked the question earlier about how to find them on,
And that's when I realized I had some
Are they
more
on
work to do.
well, it's impossible to do a search on YouTube for them, because it just, if I don't put in the right word, it sends me someplace else. It takes me off the Lunenburg YouTube access channel, or whatever we call it.
And it doesn't seem like they're all there sometimes. when
No,
I'm looking.
they're not.
Yeah,
And there are some that look like they should have been Board of Assessors, when you pull it up, it's Select Board or
Yeah.
something else. It's like, I don't know how they're formatted. I don't know how you find them.
and then they all end up in the Zoom someplace. Some of them have Zoom support and others don't. They aren't always Zoom, they're a lot of them are just packed TV.
How do you, never mind.
Okay. I'm still trying to figure that out.
I don't know how to find the Zoom ones, so. Was this one a mess?
No. No.
That was the last one I did, so I didn't really spend a lot of time on grammar.
I'm just annoyed because I had
It-
printed this and I forgot it.
But that means you already know what they are. Cool.
Something happened when you're spacing here.
He was tired.
Okay.
I didn't do it.
Oh,
Oh.
that's a
Carl
Danielle.
also said that it was hard to find the vision card. How to read your vision card.
On April 1st?
Yeah.
Okay.
It won't be at the new website. We have a big picture of Sarah.
And her family.
With the dog.
With the dog.
Just wait till you get your Christmas card.
A little white powder in it.
I just stack them with the rest of them and see powder either.
So what is that?
I'll bet you that's the chiller off the
Oh, probably.
water heater, but there's no water in there. That's probably why it's going nuts.
Sounds almost like an emergency thing.
All right, so yeah, we still have the January 31st meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I had circled that. That's all I have. I basically said, the question about interest in filling the position, I asked that and it hadn't worked out, and are we looking for a potential volunteer? And Rena's like, that's not gonna work well. There's more information there. And then extensive questions. Carl said it would be good to move how to read your, Carl Luck said it would be good to move how to read your vision card so it's easier to find.
Yep.
So I put that in there. And that's it for April 1st.
Fabulous.
I think we also said we'd move it to the splash page, but I don't remember for sure.
Second.
No, can we move it to the splash page? I think we did.
Okay.
during that meeting, but I think she must have missed it.
Yeah.
That doesn't require.
News announcement, on the announcement page?
Yeah,
Okay,
so
The-
people can find it easier.
Right,
yeah.
how do you read your,
How do you read your property
Yep.
card?
Yep.
Is in- Yes.
any other adjustments? Did you want to make any
No,
adjustments?
no, that was fine by
Okay.
me. I checked that.
Motion to accept the minutes of April 1st as amended.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
We will be current shortly.
Oh, that's so good. I got
Good job.
uncomfortable with
And
the
Ryan,
timing.
thank you. No, and thank you so much for sending out the list.
Oh, it's just-
I
I
gotta go
said
dig those.
signatures coming.
It got old. Review and approve invoices, expense vouchers, payroll, billing errors, etc.
Okay,
So,
so we've got.
you're up.
I'm just gonna write the amounts down.
So we've got 2 invoices from Vision. First one is for the 2024 update for support, that's $2632.89. That one?
For the 2024 update.
Yeah.
That was probably the leftover.
$600.
So this is,
Is that the
it
classification?
says the dates are all April 9th.
No. I'm sorry?
The dates on here are all April 9th.
This one says March 15th, it's for the residential valuation, commercial data entry, project finalization, and that one.
I remember that. Was that when he sent us the,
Oh, that's what it was.
was that when he sent us the books?
It could have been.
So this makes sense, this was like,
Oh,
all
yeah,
of the
I think
forms.
that was all the work he had to put into those.
Is that the 24 file
reports.
special?
Yeah, you made a report of it.
Yeah,
Did you remember?
Um,
yeah.
This seems like it's those reports that got delivered.
It may be. I'm not sure we contracted for those reports. He said he always does them. Okay, thanks.
I've never seen those reports.
Is that are those the books he's charging us
book.
for? The books. He gave us how many books? And he's
Three.
charging- 3.
But
But it was dated, so this was dated the 9th, but it was for stuff that he did in March.
I think so.
So probably the stuff's back and forth between DLS.
Yeah.
Okay. So
That's my guess.
there are 2 bills. One is $14,484.88, and the other one is for $2,632.89. So that gets us to about 17,000.
Yeah.
Are we still within how much we contracted for?
I think that is the end of it.
Okay.
I think so too. Any more conversation about that?
No, it's just that, didn't we ask him for an electronic version too?
We got,
We asked.
We asked.
We did not get, okay.
We got no response.
Okay, well, if we delay that second one, we're saying we're still waiting for the electronic version, I bet you
but
we
it
get one.
they's
wasn't in the
gonna
contract to,
It's not in the
it wasn't
contract.
required.
No.
So he's gonna charge
So
us for it too.
What he gave us, all of those sheets that he gave us.
Yeah.
That he sent in batches that then got bound into that book. He was only required to deliver those
Right.
to us. And
Okay, as
then an
long as that-
explanation of those.
Yeah. And
So
then
he
they-
fulfilled his contract already.
Yeah, in the next contract, we should ask for an electronic version of everything he provides as well. A note to self.
Well, he
For the
did.
next 5 years.
He did, he just,
He didn't compile them.
yeah, he delivered them.
He gave
in
us
batches.
those.
All of those
Those are
reports
electronic.
were PDFs.
Yeah.
Okay, but the summary document, the big fat book,
Well, yes,
That's-
that's-
so that,
That.
It's the compilation of all that stuff he sent us.
yes.
Yeah.
With a brief explanation.
Brief.
at the front end of it.
Yes.
Each chapter.
So
to
if we
speak.
want something more than extensive than that, we actually have to
Spec it out.
spec it out, because that, if you remember, I sent sort of an email
Yeah.
that said, I appreciate all of this oral discussion after I just got it last night, but I
Yeah.
really would like a little more than this, and I would like to see something written, and he sent me 100 pages of what was required,
Okay.
which I forwarded to you.
Yeah.
Right.
That
Right.
was the book, I like the book.
Where-
That's okay.
No, that wasn't a book.
That wasn't the book.
No.
Yeah.
It was
This
the requirements.
Electronically.
Yeah.
Are we still
And he
using
did
a
his
book?
work.
Oh,
So I
think
wanted
so.
to comment on the books. one of the books has been placed down at the library. It can be checked out by any citizen or anybody who holds a library card can check out a copy of the 5-year reval book that Vision created for us.
I have one book to return. I borrowed it to make sure that everything was accurate in the How to Read Your Vision card.
So we should have a book in the office.
No, you don't, I have the other one.
We should have a book in the office at all times.
Yeah.
We should have one that we can check out from the
I don't think
office.
there is one.
Okay,
At any time.
I took that for the conference to show, but at the same time, I've been taking.
I can bring it back tomorrow. It'll be in the office.
Yeah,
So,
Because you guys are up until 8 tomorrow.
and,
No, 4.
Or,
Yep.
it would only
But
be 6 anyway.
Thursday, 6.
Well, we'll figure that out.
Yeah. No problem.
and
So, if you could bring that copy of the book back, because
I
there
will.
should,
I'm using it for the website.
My-
I'm capturing, I'm taking pictures of the pages,
that makes sense.
and I'm loading them into a front reference section. You gave me the 5-year reval, right? You threw that in, someone threw it in there. And so I'm saying, okay, I've still got more pages to go.
well, a lot of that, you have the PDFs for a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, I'm including the PDFs, but not the cover page, the description of what's in there.
Okay.
That's what I'm copying in.
Next Tuesday.
So the intent,
Next.
It's fine, I'll give it to you.
the intention of having the 3 books is, one goes to the library, one stays in the office for our availability.
Yeah.
And one can be checked out of the office if any citizen needs it. So,
Yeah, that's fine.
I don't think they'll.
I have no
check it
desire
out.
to keep it. I'm gonna bring it back.
I suspect that it's gonna become
Yeah.
fire starter.
It's not as bad as a dissertation.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
So do you want to do these 2 individually or to do them together?
Let's do them together. I motion to accept the invoices for, let's see, this is dated March 15th, 2024, in the amount of $14,484.88. And, together? Yes, and the invoice dated April 9th, 2024 for $2,632.89 for services provided by Vision Government Solutions for completion of our 5-year reval.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Do we need to sign them?
Just to note,
Do we need to sign them?
yes, you need to sign them. Just to note that when I bring those down to the assistant town accountant, if I've given those to her before, she lets me know, because there was a lot of those invoices
Yeah.
around.
Ah. What happened to the system we were working on? It fell apart, didn't it?
I'm gonna keep these for you.
Is that it for invoices?
No, we have more.
Oh, lucky us.
This is from MFS for the classification hearing and the review of the ATV cases, totaling $1,800. Okay, oh, thank you.
Okay,
So-
you know what, have Sarah and hand me and I'll get it over here and then our system will hold together. I don't want to have to reach over you, it's easier to go that way, right?
So everybody understands, the classification hearing cost us 10 hours. And the ATB cases cost us 2. Yeah. For a total of 12 hours at, what's the number there?
$1,800.
150 an hour, huh?
1,800 bucks, yeah.
150 an hour.
So, one of the things that we've learned from this is the classification hearing next time will be done in-house.
That's expensive.
Linda's gonna do it.
With the help of Brian. And
The
Rita.
difference is, you're buying credibility with him. You're buying a supplier that's, we're beyond reproach. it's probably worth that. Being an accountant, something, a contract, 150 an hour is nothing. And I'm saying that you get credibility with these guys, and I think that's worth a lot for us. And so I'm not,
Motion to accept the bill from MFS for the classification hearing in the ATV cases dated March 10th.
so moved.
Are you seconding?
Yeah, second. I thought you.
Any further discussion?
None?
All in favor?
Aye.
Like pulling teeth though, I'm telling you.
Okay, next one is for CAI for the site index map for $1,400.
Sorry.
You did all the work to get it right.
We have a
It
big,
should have been like a 20-minute activity.
we have a big one hanging
They don't
on
even
the
show
wall.
hours.
Nope,
It's a fixed rate, huh?
flat rate.
I'm not motioning this. Somebody else can motion that.
I move that we accept.
I'm in the
whatever-
wrong profession.
You wonder about it. But you gotta remember, for everyone they can bill, there's usually a couple of hours they can't. And they have to spend that time looking for the business in order to feed
I
them.
believe we contracted with them.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I believe we contracted with them.
They
Yeah.
did a lot of other mapping
Yeah.
too.
It's not this is the only, it's not like
That's
this.
not the only thing they're doing.
Yeah.
So, motion,
I thought you just, I moved that we accept and pay that.
$1,400.
$1,400 to CAI.
I'll second it for you, so you don't have to.
Thanks.
All in favor?
Aye.
Now, there's not a lot of room to sign this thing.
That's just a lot of money for.
Look at all the equipment, he had to buy that printer. Look at all that ink.
He's gotta amortize his printers, and the printers are expensive to do those big, but,
That's true.
And to run
That's
those,
true, but not.
and then all the expertise of people.
Did you see the big huge one we have hanging on the wall in the office?
That's a couple $100.
Thank you.
That's fair.
We just have one more invoice. This is the MLS. Was Sheila's old account that I just got into. So this one's actually, we can't get into it anymore until we pay this bill. So I've been using my own.
By way of explanation, we won't let the town take out a contract for this. It has to be an individual's name, so it was under Sheila's name in the past, and now that Sheila's not in the office,
and this is MLS?
Much.
Yeah.
and, yeah, multiple listing service.
Service, and it's gotta be under an individual? Really?
Yeah. I actually changed it, the password, so that now we can access it. But because it hasn't been paid, they shut us off. So I've been
Right.
using my own MLS.
So this is this an annual fee?
Quarterly.
Quarterly fee of $87 per quarter, 9360.
Yeah, that's worth it.
So it's 355, 350.
I mean, that's pretty reasonable compared.
Compared to some of the other things we've been saying.
And the return on it is
so
high.
This is a quarterly bill for $87 going from
All it takes is us to.
April
find
1st
one.
to June 30th, so we've been shut off for this
We
month.
have. But once we pay it,
They'll open.
I have mine that I'm using, my own personal one, but I don't get a deal like that. Yeah.
You can't be using your personal one.
So why do you have one?
These guys,
Are you moonlighting on us?
my computer, my phone.
That's what you
$87, would we like to?
I move that we pay MLS $187 because it's so cheap.
Yeah,
No,
No,
No.
okay, only $87.
still says Sheila Craig on it though.
Yeah, I can't change her name. We can't change her name. No, we can just change the password. They won't allow us. They'd have to actually delete that account. And then,
Set up a whole new.
yeah,
Okay,
so,
Maybe not at the
yeah,
same
too bad,
price.
we just, I thought it was kind of odd.
Yeah.
maybe not at the same price.
Maybe not.
I don't know how they do
Maybe at
that
the start
because
of the
I pay
purchasing cycle, they have to
126
start off with
a
that
quarter,
person.
and that's 87, and you have to be part of a board, a real estate board, so.
sweet deal.
Do we hear a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
have a master password book floating around?
No.
Yeah,
Not supposed to have
it's just taped to the wall.
That's right.
Why would we have a master password book?
You know, we had, I went to the factory and they had all these specifications on to build this pretty complex part. And they had it all written on the wall.
Yep.
And it took them a while to develop it. It worked great until the painters came by. True story out of Foxborough.
Patrons understand internet security.
What's that? That's scary, yeah.
Speaking of painters,
Yeah, I've had my office painted.
You did,
Looks great, actually, it's
congratulations.
like this color.
Good. When we go in there, it
it's
won't
the only
cost
color
as
this
much.
town has.
There's a clock on the wall now.
Huge clock. She's not staying late. I'm not gonna miss my.
Oh, it's time for me to go home.
We would have missed it after starting to scream.
No, well, that's true.
Does that have a
Are there any
ball?
expense vouch, any more invoices?
No more invoices, we have a lot of warrants to collect.
Any expense vouchers?
No more, nope.
No payroll? No billing errors? What are we doing about payroll?
Wait.
Yeah, let me explain that. All right. Because I used to bring the payrolls slips to you for Sheila and myself. And because I was paid out of the same account that Linda is being paid off, so it's in Linda's name. Linda is a contract person now, so Heather signs her payroll. In turn, she signs mine as well. But hopefully, after the 1st of March, I'll be May. It'll only be Linda on that, and I might be a consultant to stay in the
So you're
office
still
for
a
a while.
1099. You're a 1099?
No.
No, she's
no.
not. She's a contractor.
A contractor.
She has a contract.
Contract.
With benefits.
An employee with.
Yes.
So, employee with
An employee with a contract.
Really? I didn't know they could do that, but I don't know.
There's
Right.
only certain positions you can do that.
Yeah. Huh.
Thank you. So we may see a change after May 1st.
Correct.
Fabulous.
I get that.
And
I
you're
get what she did. Okay.
intending to stay here for some time?
As long as Linda wants me
Lord
to.
willing?
Indefinitely.
We're all for that. All those in favor of that?
That's great.
Okay, we're gonna move on. We're
Okay.
just zipping right through this.
We are. So we have the warrant to collect the motor vehicle excise commitment number 2. And this is the, for $285,816.11. I have 3 copies. One for the tax collector, for our copy, and,
The tax collector, the town accountant,
Yeah.
and one for our records.
yeah, there's 3 there.
So
And
we've
there's
done,
a breakdown too.
we've done these before. Oh, there's a breakdown of what?
It shows you on the pages. It's got the breakdown of the numbers.
How much we bills
total.
you know.
Why do we
Bills
have-
and then the total. There's 889 for bills on that commitment.
Why isn't it one commitment? I'm just curious.
They're different years.
Yeah,
Okay, thank you.
yeah.
And the registry sends them out. You might get up to 8 or 9 commitments during a year.
So this one's 2024 commitment 2.
I feel overcommitted right now.
And this one's,
So we,
Feel like you should be committed.
You sure we haven't been?
2024, but it doesn't say commitment 2. I don't know
oh,
what-
on the upper right-hand corner, it says, it should say.
I got this one. Oh, is it under the thing?
It's,
It is,
you see it on there?
but it doesn't really say which commitment it is. Am I missing it?
Let me see. Let's
Well,
see if I can see it.
those should be the pages that go with the number of bills and the total amount billed.
One of the pages says commitment
The
2.
first,
Or whatever. The other one doesn't.
oh, it goes right here, commitment 2.
So where's the other page?
And then then it says it here.
Yep.
And the last page, I think it's just this is just the total.
Oh, that's the
Total number
total.
of
The total.
Oh, I thought you were trying to tell me.
Yep,
And I was
this does
convinced
come
to get
from
it.
Munis.
He's now past your eye exam.
So these, I
Yeah.
just want to make sure you get all three copies of those.
So the amounts we talked about were $285,816.11. And that's the sum of all of these.
Yep.
Okay.
On the second
200
page, there is a
something.
place for you to sign also, because I think that's one that,
The signature, yeah.
yeah, right there.
Oh, up here at the top.
So
So we have to
you
sign the cover and the,
And that.
Right.
so we have 6 signatures we're doing
Right.
across the board. Are we all in favor of supporting?
Was that, did you say
Yes.
200,000?
200,000, yeah.
200,000? Okay.
285,000.
285,000, so
Okay.
nearly 3.
Aye. Are we
Aye.
aye?
Well, I didn't hear a motion, so we have to,
I move we sign them all.
that's okay.
I motion to
Just
accept
second.
commitment to, or second it.
Whichever.
Did you motion it?
I didn't. I think he was trying to, but
I was trying to get both of them there, but you're right, we gotta do them
That
separately.
was-
I would move, where's it, you just moved it, right?
Accept commitment number 2
Okay, and I'll accept commitment.
in the amount of how much?
that's all. $285,816.11.
In the amount of
First one's that Sue
$285,016.
put in.
And you're gonna second that?
One of the
Second
first
it.
pages, Sue put in.
Any discussion? Aye?
You're gonna discuss.
Do we accept it?
Oh, it's aye.
Yeah.
We have to say aye. And
So
then we have to
just
sign.
all of them? I'm getting a stamp.
We actually do the stamp, don't we?
Are we getting stamps too?
We do
No.
need
I
one.
would like to have a baseball cap, actually.
You would?
Yeah, I had one with conservation, it was a great cap.
First and
Then the
second page.
assessor, you know?
Actually, all the,
I've just started to sign it scammer. Gotta embrace it.
Which line, you're
Sometimes.
signing on one, right? Line one, Ryan doesn't make
I'm
it.
signing mine.
Okay.
no, that,
There we
yeah,
go.
just those two
Just
pages.
twice, not bad.
Yeah.
Oh, it's 3 copies.
There's no, will you fill in the date later on? Is that what you were planning to do, or? There's no date on the second
You can-
page.
Put today's
We're
date.
gonna have to sign the top page, right?
Second page, too.
Birthday.
No,
Oh, it's right there.
Right here, okay.
It's right there.
second page.
On
Oh, I don't know what the.
Second
yeah.
page. I don't care about. the
Oh.
first page.
We
There's
can
no
handwrite
date
that
on
in
the
if you want. You want to handwrite that in?
We can put it on.
You want to sign the third page
What
too?
is the
No,
20th?
that
It's
is-
the 20th.
420? No, isn't it
Today's the 22nd.
22nd.
Oh,
22nd?
Today's the 22nd, at least according to the agenda.
Don't know why I thought it was the 20th. All day.
I'll take one.
This 22nd day of April, 2024.
Thanks. Airplanes.
Oops.
Okay, these are 3.
That's right.
Did you sign in my space again?
I'm gonna leave the top for you. don't
Oh,
care.
I forgot to sign the
should've-
second page. I forget to sign the second page.
Is the date on that one? Yep, date's on that one.
Signing the scanner now.
Oh,
You
yeah.
come up on my
That's
phone a
actually
lot.
the next,
Oh, okay, where's the second
Yeah.
page on the
Uh,
line? Here. I forgot to sign that.
My
did you?
email at work
Oh,
is
okay, that's
December.
the first one?
I had to
Oh,
get an
yeah,
Amazon
yeah.
business.
There we go. That's fine.
I'll make sure all of them are signed. It's all set.
Thank you for keeping us honest. Wrong word. Thank you for keeping us on task.
Okay, so we're there. Next one is just one bill, commitment 9 for 22, and that's a total of $77.98.
Ooh.
So this is something that was discovered over time.
That's the
Take
registry.
that
Is that the
big-
one that, from a couple of years back or something?
22, yeah.
Yeah.
It was
He's talking about
probably somebody that didn't pay it. So in audit, they got flagged at the registry. So in audit to be able to get their license renewed or their registration renewed, they'd have to come in and pay an old bill. So that's probably what that is.
Yep.
Yeah,
This is real estate.
I'll entertain a motion to accept this for $77.98.
Oh,
Abatements.
So moved.
Real
second.
estate abatements.
All in favor?
is that
Aye.
the,
Yeah. Oh,
I had to put them in.
Yeah, that's the ultimate way of making sure you pay the bill when you can't drive the car.
yep.
is that the ones for the veterans?
And if you walk out at Fifth Rage, they immediately put it in there, and then when the police drive by and they do the license plate, computerized license plate scan, you pull over.
Left to the top.
They said Patty.
Cause?
Circuit rates camera.
Yep.
It's not even legible anymore.
It's pretty brief, I noticed that.
Getting a doctor's signature finally.
Oh, good job.
Look at that. Scribble.
Oop, oop, I'll
Do both
take I'll take
pages?
that one.
I did both. Oh, sorry.
I'll take that one,
Sorry,
sorry.
I forgot.
That's okay. All it would take is two
What
signatures
real estate
anyway.
abatements?
The ones that you gave me?
You know, if you get really,
Oh,
and then it
that's-
won't work, because it's JR.
You know, yeah, I told you. Well, the interesting thing about that, right?
A19?
My initials are JTR and Jane's initials are JTR.
That's the total.
Cool, yeah,
You're squared.
that's true. And we are, together, we get, actually, I call Jane between the two of us, we make a little more than one person.
That's motor vehicle.
Yeah.
They can just sign the top page. And I
Boy,
think
it's
those
coming
are,
apart. It's starting to look like yours
This is
now,
part
Sarah.
of that. That might be one. That's part of that.
Yeah,
You get the second page too?
Three copies.
I'm pretty sure I did.
Double
No, I
check.
didn't, thank you. I'm trying to listen to too many things at the same time.
That's it.
Yeah, I know that, thank you. Is there another one?
Check us, Linda.
Okay, I'll check. Let me check it.
Please.
When we're doing all those abatements, that was the last person's job before they handed it over to CJ, was to check.
Anything was filled out, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we're good. We're close.
One more.
Oh, one more? Okay.
Job isn't over until the paperwork's done.
All right, so this one is a motor vehicle. This was the day that Munis was down, so I couldn't print the 3 signatures. So this is the copy I got. So-
What is it?
and that might
Motor
have been
vehicle.
actually the first group that Sue started to put in.
Yeah.
And we didn't know how to do that, that page for signatures.
So, these are stapled together. Is this 3 different ones or?
Yeah.
Just the top one. You just have to sign the top one on those.
This is for an abatement of $403.33.
Motion to accept the abatement of $403.33.
These are more.
Second?
Oh, okay.
All in favor?
Actually, this is the 98 abatements that we had.
Oh, okay.
For nice.
Let it, and then you go.
Yeah, that's right, go back to that. Return moves. So you throw it at Brian, he throws it at Sarah. Brian
I should have
flips
said
over to me.
22 and 23.
You don't want to watch me try to get down there, do you?
Yeah, it's Empire Management, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Real estate abatement.
Real estate.
What did she say, what?
Driving the efficiency engineer nuts.
Oh, absolutely. Well, that's okay.
Oh, I think
know
it's a
what-
short drive.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So this is part of that 98 abatements that were processed, so that's the total for those. All motor vehicle.
Were these all types, meaning
No, those are all motor vehicles.
these
Those
were
are motor
all the motor vehicles?
Those are
Yeah.
all motor vehicles.
This year?
You wanna do that?
Let's get them
Yeah.
signed.
So it says 80 abatements and this says 98 abatements on here.
It might have been from a different year, there was 98 total, so you know how it groups it?
2003, 2024.
It might be a
So-
couple, a different year.
One's 10,000, one's 11,000? Is there 2 different things here?
Yeah, let me see.
Could have been
Now,
the batch was
Stuff
added
comes out of
to.
the
Yeah.
overlay, right? All these abatements that were signed.
Abatements
with the
come out of
car-
the
Out of the overlay. So are we keeping track?
Abatements of, well, when we file them, we'll get a report.
Real estate
Yeah.
abatements come out of the overlay, motor vehicle
Motor
abatements do
vehicles
not come out of
Right.
the overlay.
This, well, there's a total of 98, so it might have been just because it was grouped in a different batch, yeah. So I got 80 here.
Yeah, that's what I thought
And
it
it's
was
separate,
bad. When
yeah.
when you start them and you have to go back into that batch, it adds to that batch. So it's
So what's
probably.
the total we're signing for, 11,000 or
I
10,000?
would think it would be 11,000.
Yeah, the 11,000.
11,000.
Okay.
Yep. So. And we need all three of those signed.
Just the top page of all three.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
Motion?
To accept the 98 abatements for motor vehicle excise in the amount of $11,000.
$11,200.
$11,218.36.
I don't know who that is, but this is
Second?
The total.
the totals.
8,000.
Aye.
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 Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know enough about Newton's
So
to,
it doesn't, and I accept what
because,
Marina's saying, but it just seems, doesn't, if we're in charge of taxation in terms of the vehicles, or sorta, and we're in charge of doing the houses, and we're in charge of getting the abatements,
I think,
why wouldn't we be
Yeah.
doing
I don't think
that?
we don't generate the motor vehicle
yeah,
excise
I don't
tax.
know what that is, but I
State
think
does.
it's
State
the-
does.
State does.
So I think we're not liable for it, which is
There
why
are
it's.
there are a
not-
total of 4
So the
copies?
state, it comes
Oh,
out of the
sorry, I
state
gave you
when
an
we give
extra
it?
one.
Is that what happens, you think?
Just in case.
Just in
I don't know.
case.
I don't know, it just seems like, well, that's kind
But I think it's not, we're not responsible for the valuation of that, so I think
Correct.
of, maybe,
that's why it's not.
that would not, yeah.
Well, cars are valued by the registry of deeds based on the actual sticker price of
And
the
they collect,
vehicle.
the state collects the money,
And
the
you
excise tax?
remember the
No,
degradation
the
of
money
the
comes
values
to
over
the
time, right?
town. Excise tax money comes to the town, it goes in the general fund.
It all goes general fund versus not, oh, huh, that's interesting, that's,
But we don't set the value, so we
Yeah.
don't abate the value either.
Right,
right, okay,
We can't even contest the values.
right.
right.
We just handle.
Do you remember what the rates
their
are?
values.
Oh, you really shouldn't.
1014, aside from what?
The year before is 90%, or is
Oh, yeah.
50%?
And
The year of is 90%?
90%, yeah, that's, I
22.
tell you, my camper, I got, Richard's gonna get killed in
Whatever
his
it was,
camper.
some
No,
car.
because the year before, he'll
And she
only
said,
pay
"I
50%
don't
for this year.
understand why
Yeah,
his bills are
next
higher."
year.
My husband would answer the
You're gonna
question.
get it, don't
Because
tell
that's
him.
not. what we
Don't
pay.
tell anybody.
And I said to her.
Yeah, we can tell him in the business.
It's based on.
He's all excited
original
about it, though.
Sticker price that the dealership was.
The next one, the real estate
They
Empire
don't care what you pay for
Storm.
it. They want that.
Yeah,
to
real
be
estate.
valued. Oh.
Empire Storm, oh.
Empire Storm, and what was the other one?
I believe Empire Management abatements.
These are
Storm-
abatements.
Real estate
Real estate.
abatements.
We shouldn't be talking about these till after, right?
No, that's from 23.
Those
Are they
those are
approved?
their settlement
I
amounts.
know, we don't not talk
Isn't
about
that
them until we do that in
executive
executive session.
Well, we're not.
That's,
I'd
That's
prefer
not
to
the-
talk,
Is that the?
I'd prefer to talk about these in executive
Alright.
session.
Okay,
All right.
all right.
How's that? Just-
Sounds good.
That way we don't run
Yeah.
afoul of anybody.
that's a good point. That's a good point. Because now, yeah, there's other people looking for this. Yeah,
Um,
yeah, keep those.
Once they're approved, they become public record.
Yeah.
But not until they're approved, and we
Okay.
haven't approved them yet, so.
Yeah, you actually have. You-
Oh, when we talked about what the appropriate settlement was, back when? In
Way
an
back
executive
when
session.
Oh.
you approved them.
Is that
Oh.
December?
This is
So
their
this is
refund
just-
for the settlement for them withdrawing.
Then I
Oh, I remember that.
recall my
Let's sign them.
concern.
It's
We
not
can
the
sign them.
ATV.
Sign them.
Okay.
No, these have already.
We were, because there's
They've
four of
already-
them.
They were at ATV. We've come to a settlement,
Okay,
and this is the settlement, and this is just the. yeah,
okay,
I think we've already proved that, so
Right.
it's,
okay.
And then we approve Nate to go in for us, is that what we do too?
how do we know?
No, that's something different.
Different.
Yeah, that's not, yeah, that's
Okay.
something different.
I wonder how these flows work.
Oh, so this includes the, the ones that was already approved, that's they're on here.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay,
Empire
Got it.
Management.
got it. Now, there are 4,
Did I do that again?
I don't know.
You did,
She just
yeah.
likes to print
You just-
stuff out.
Tell me what I should have here, and
You only
don't give
need-
me anything more
You
than
need to
I.
sign 3 copies. I'm making sure you're on
You wanted a copy for yourself.
track here tonight.
For the total
Don't look at the abatement.
abatement, I know,
amount.
just. So the abatement total is $8,672.95.
And
We've
that's,
already agreed to
So
that.
moved.
Accepted. Yes,
We accept
second.
Yeah.
Okay,
Aye.
all in favor? Aye. So, why do you make too many copies?
Never can have enough.
You start there, you start there, you start here.
yeah, you never know when you're gonna lose one.
You don't. Rather have more than,
Well, I forgot my copies today.
Do we sign any of the blank pages?
No,
tonight?
just the top page.
Okay.
Here.
You can pick where you
3
sign.
times? I'm just gonna hold them here. Yes. Or not, okay.
Screw this up, but-
that's it.
You're not allowed to drink water right now. You're supposed to collect all the paper.
That's
Folks,
it.
it's been-
No more to sign.
Yeah.
We're
Wow.
done.
It's not restrooms.
Another check mark.
Hey, did air have the same kind of volume or anything like that, similar volume?
We did.
Really?
Yeah.
Even though that would be about, air's is like 6,000-7,000 folks, right?
Yeah, we had, our first commitment of the year was always big.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
This second
Wait.
commitment is,
You're talking,
Do you
you're
finish?
talking about probably 6,000
We are-
calls on the first commitment of motor
Yeah.
vehicles.
Yeah.
You're probably talking about over 6,000 bills.
Oh, sure.
yeah.
Well, a lot of people have 2 cars,
Yeah.
so.
First one's always really big.
If there are 5,500 parcels, probably
Well,
4,500 are houses or something like that. And if that's 6,000, that'd be a
Yeah.
car and a half per household.
Right.
And then we do some more through the year because, of course, we
Because we like
Why not?
The next item on our agenda is to review the revisions to the How to Read Your Vision card.
Okay, this is short and sweet. Look for the gray stuff. Is it May 16th?
It's not the, it's not,
Yes.
it's the one, okay.
May 16th.
It is May
Did you just
16th.
steal my copy or I just buried
May
it?
16th, May
It
16th.
was over there. It looks like this got a thing.
That's right.
May 16th. That's all I needed to change, except for the bottom. I
Where is May
updated it.
16th? Oh,
Page 2, there's
Yep.
3 May 1st that need to be converted to May 16th. And then the bottom says 4/22/2024.
24,
I had the date right earlier, did I?
yeah. And you got the 3/4.
That's it.
And that's what we have in the new website is the 3/4, so I'll upload
Yep,
this.
now we're updated to 4/22.
Okay,
And if it's okay with you, I will update it. I'll make it a PDF and I will send it to Kara tomorrow and ask her to post it on, what is it called, the splash page?
sure.
okay, yeah.
Is it the splash? Are we calling it
Well, we're
this?
calling it something else, but we can change the name, Rosie. Don't be mad at me now.
Why would I be mad at you?
I'm thinking, would it make sense to put a table of contents in here? Because there
No.
are so many things that you could find it a lot faster if there was if there was
No,
a list.
I want actually people to have to read the whole thing.
You're mean, you're terrible.
It's not that long. I mean, this is like the absolute basics.
Oh, I understand.
And if they skip past the introduction, they're gonna go, but wait,
Right, what's this slide?
how come my taxes don't reflect the current value of the house this year?
That will be in your frequently
You know,
asked questions
So no, I
section.
want them to read it. No, I'm not making a table of contents, sorry, Jack.
No, it's your project. Remember you asked me how we're gonna work this project stuff? I said, you own the project.
Yep.
You charge ahead and just go with it.
So I will just make those 3 modifications,
Okay.
if everybody's okay with that, and I will send it over to Kara to post on the
I
front
don't
page.
think it requires a vote.
There's one other.
What?
Okay, and not in here yet. We were talking about potentially putting in abatements into the property cards, because they aren't there yet, and there is
That's
space.
private notes.
Private notes.
Yeah.
So the
So it's not
abatements
gonna
will
be
never
open
be
public.
available, so that when a person gets their property records and looks it up, they can't tell whether or not the abatement's enforced?
It'll
'Cause that
just,
happened to
it'll
me.
just say the year and it was an abatement, but it's mostly in a background thing.
Okay, so abatement granted,
It's still
and then
served.
abatement granted, and then with the
That's
dates.
about it.
But the rest of it is private information.
Yeah.
Okay, so would we want to say something like that, and how to read your card if you have any questions?
No,
whether or not
because
you-
they're not, the people are not gonna look for that on their cards.
Okay, I'm gonna beg with you slightly in that I had the abatement given, as you know, about 10 years ago. I was unaware that it had gone away. You know, it had been law, that had been
Abatement
lost.
is for 1 year.
And it really didn't go away, we changed systems.
Yeah, right, the systems whacked them. And
Well, I can certainly add at the very end, right after here, abatements are not on the public card, you have to go into the assessor's office. to
Sure,
review
something
your
like
abatement.
that, something like
That's easy
that.
enough to do.
And that way, because we didn't know that we'd been
But
paying
not on previous
taxes
year
all those other
abatements.
years because it'd been lost and we were paying the extras. And that's when you came in and, oh, no, that's when Nate or we had a couple visits, different
No,
visits.
your garage building out back
Right.
was being taxed as a second home.
Right,
And
on
that
the
was
property.
only for a couple of years.
Was it?
That
Okay.
was, I believe,
On one change or something, one of the losses.
one of the other assessors that
right.
was,
And then we had, a-
coded it as a second house.
right. And then, well, there was a coding that also said that we were not, we weren't on waterfront. And that was what the abatement for the whole street was 8 years before. And then we had to go back and get it again, but it probably got lost.
I
And
don't know about
and I-
that, because that was a different system and that
Right,
was.
and we didn't know we had lost it. And so that's why I'm saying, okay, shouldn't we be having referencing that there were abatements at least giving on certain dates, and if they want to go find them out. And now Sarah's
Is your
gonna have-
card, do your cards, because I know you have 2 properties,
Mm-hmm.
accurately reflect your properties today?
Right now they do.
Oh, then,
Yeah.
you're fine.
I just don't understand why
It's
my
not,
name.
it's not abatement, it's just the factors on your property, so you
Right.
don't care about abatements for yours.
Okay,
No,
so
no,
here's what I'm
I
gonna
do.
have
I do.
I just asked if your card was right.
The card shows my address correctly, but.
Well, I don't care about the
but
address.
when we had the property maps originally designed, they showed us being waterfront, and which we aren't. We are not, we're on the other side of a very busy street, we are not
Well,
actually.
The
So-
maps show the
maps-
street going through, one parcel on one
One
side, one
parcel
The
is
parcel.
corrected
waterfront,
one,
the other
the
parcel's
corrected
not.
one
But they
finally
don't
came
count
back.
as waterfront, because you can't build
And,
on it.
but right now.
But your site index is not 1A or 1B, it's 3, isn't it?
That's
Yes, it
correct.
is.
So it is
The main
correct.
property, okay, as long as that's correct, and I
Yep.
know what that is
Yep.
from the card,
And
okay.
So, but,
it's in here.
again, it
Yeah.
really has nothing to do with an abatement right now.
Okay.
Your property cards, January 1st. Yeah, I always tell people to.
Check
do
your
that.
property card,
I-
check to make sure you're
Make
on the
sure it's
right
accurate.
location.
We asked them several times to check their property cards, we've been asking them since April, so they can
So
check it now.
here's what I'm
Anytime they
gonna-
come into the office, they get a property card.
Here's what I'm gonna add, a note on previous
Any
year
public
abatements.
time I've spoken.
Abatements are not publicly available on your vision card. You can, however, view the notes on previous abatements on the private record card held in the assessor's office.
Sure.
Okay.
The
And then-
problem is
then
nobody's
Sarah-
ever used that field though, so they're not gonna be able to see it.
Yeah. Check your,
So,
In the
oh,
400
what
from
do I
last,
put here?
I just leave it off because nobody has ever kept that field up.
Vision does not have all the abatement information in it.
Okay, so I'm just gonna not do
right,
this.
okay, so if we go and do we code a guy 132.
You're talking about land use codes, that's
Useless,
different.
what's
That's fair.
useless land? Is that on your property card?
Yes, of course
Sure.
it is.
Yeah, okay, so
Yeah,
it's
of
useless
course it is.
land, and so where would
It's
it?
not useless
You wanna,
land.
you wanna learn how to read your vision card?
Yeah, I know, I've read it, but is that,
Well-
was it 132, you,
132 is unbuildable land.
right,
Your
Okay.
little lot across the street.
Is what?
Is unlimited.
Unbuildable.
Okay, but I thought then, there was one hearing we had where there was a differentiation. One was useless land and then
No,
the other
there's
one
no
was.
such thing as
No.
useless.
They are, that
Undeveloped.
somehow the term came up then, okay,
Is it undevelopable?
There's the
Not
primary
buildable.
site,
yeah.
and then there's excess land,
Right?
Mhm.
and then there's unbuildable land, then there's potentially developable land. They're
Okay,
all
so this
different land
is, so the
use
137 is 137 is
There is
or
no
132.
137.
132 is unbuildable land.
Right.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay,
Because it doesn't meet
yeah.
building.
Even though it's part of, okay,
Okay.
Well, it's a separate
So
parcel.
I'm not adding. anything
it's
about
part of
it.
the same parcel.
No, it's separate parcel. There's a street that runs through it
Oh, okay.
on yours.
You've had an abatement last year, and he was wondering why all of a sudden his land is worth more than mine. And he had petitioned that, this is the fellow that had the big wall right between his house that he couldn't use the land above it, and besides it was all rock. And I went out and bought a right of use.
Encourage
to-
them to file an abatement.
Yeah, I did, I
Because-
did.
Like, I
So-
don't know the context of that case
Yeah,
that you're
so
talking about, and
yeah, I
I'm
think
I'm
you're
not sure I
getting
want to
into
talk about it
something
right
like-
here.
We're really getting into the
That's true,
weeds
that's a
on-
good point, I've
Yeah.
forgotten, thank you,
Right.
Sarah,
Yeah.
thank you, thank you, yeah. Okay,
Thank you.
I would move we accept this as is,
We don't need,
with the
I
exception
don't
of
think,
the.
I don't think there's
Oh,
a
that-
need to take a vote.
Oh, okay.
Do you think we need a vote? I don't
No,
know why
no,
we
no,
would need a
actually,
vote.
I like the theory that this is a separate project, and, well, we vote on everything, but at the same time, this is gonna keep
I'm doing
modifying.
a minor modification of the date
Yeah,
based on the tax.
Everything else was accepted. We
Yeah,
didn't,
we already
okay, so
accepted it.
no need to, okay.
this is
Good work.
merely making it current and accurate.
Yeah,
I said it's actually vodka in here.
oh, you don't think mine is?
You know what's really, that's gonna show us.
Yeah. Hey, Sarah, when
Okay.
you're done, can you send me over your latest
said that.
date?
Yep,
Okay, I didn't hear, I'm sorry. And so that way I can load that up on the site.
She
yeah,
said
I'll
that.
email this to Kara and you and everybody
Yeah.
tomorrow and put it on the
Okay.
splash page. All right, what's next?
Status of the rollout of the website improvements.
Oh,
Was just the status. When's it
it's
gonna
just
happen?
a status, it isn't, okay, first of all, I'm fighting for an extremely valuable and for extremely good resource for the town. My meeting today didn't come off because either I screwed up, but I thought we had said we were gonna meet it, today at 10. She came back and I wrote to her, she goes, no, I can't, I'm way too busy, I'm gonna try and meet with her on Thursday. The prior week, the meeting, how we do it is we do spreadsheets and we give them, in this case, if you see it in pencil, that was last week's meeting. And this is reference sources in terms of what we want to add, and when change, we provide support documents to it. Okay, I know you're looking for an easy answer. What's the-
No, I'm looking for a summary.
Statement.
Okay, the summary is
Statement.
that if I can get to Kara and get, from what I've seen off the site so far, she's loading it, but she's not totally, she's always lagged behind. So when Kara sees these other tweaks that I've seen, I expect she'll have them done in a short week. The thing is, I'm more concerned about you guys, in that I need a couple more things out of you. And the two of them is, the work breakdown. And you don't have to have it, but we're gonna just keep it under construction. And the other part is just a little bit of an org chart, not a problem. So then I would ask that you guys, seriously, when we're ready to go, take a look at it. Because right now, it's kind of difficult to use. You're in a temporary site, and some of these take us back to existing sites that are in the existing files, right? Once you get in there, you have to start all over again and go and find the site, the new regular site. Okay, I'm not explaining this well, because you're all looking at me like.
No,
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're
Yeah.
talking about,
Yeah.
because I did it. When I went in to the sandbox, I'll call it
Yeah.
the sandbox
Yeah.
from my shorthand. When I went to the sandbox and then I clicked on something, it took me back out of the sandbox, so I realized I had to go back into the sandbox to see other stuff in the sandbox.
Yeah.
Because that's all you're
Yeah.
trying to tell me.
Yeah.
So that.
Be ready for that. That's the only frustration.
And are we looking at end of this month?
Yeah, that's what I'm shooting for.
Okay.
And I was hoping that perhaps we could get a work session, because we're kind of light on the meeting, where we could go over all of it. Because remember, you've got lots of other stuff buried in there. And we're going through the simplification process. You throw everything in, right? And you move stuff around, and you say, I think I got it, and then you go back and step back, and say, yeah, it doesn't really fit and flow in the right order. And so that's where we are right now. I hope to have that stuff ready, I hope, as long as I don't get anything else going on in my life, to be going in that. Where you'll see most of the stuff, you'll see some of it in the toolbox, but everything else at the top end, with the exception of a couple small things, should be clean, and then we can upload it. We also want to do a test on it. When it goes live, we got to go beat the heck out of it just to make sure that all the links haven't broken during the transition. And things are continuously moving. And as Sarah says, it's never done. It's never done. So to answer your question, I thought I would be ready by the middle of April. Well, it's not that now. And I'm shooting to have that all done before we go to town meeting for sure.
Fabulous.
That's
Thank
the
you.
target. And,
Great update.
I'll be so happy when this sucker's over.
It's never over.
One thing, can you ask Kara if she'll take off on the abatement application, the year? Because that still shows the wrong.
Yeah, there's two abatement applications up there. And they're duplicates. The state comes back and says, oh, do you want an abatement on this, or an abatement on your car, or an abatement on real property? And we have it 2 locations, so we gotta clean that up a little bit too, so, yeah.
The date should be left blank.
Left blank.
For the
Take
real
out.
estate.
Now, we're going to the state site, so if the state site is blank, then I'm okay. If not, we have to go up and create our own and create a site.
The form doesn't change though.
The form
Form
never
doesn't change, never changes?
They don't change
Then I'm
it.
safe.
They
Then
give
we're
you
safe.
a blank date.
Okay, and that was a question, do we want to repeat it twice, just in case I don't spot it? Yeah, go ahead, doesn't cost us anything, so,
A few bits out in the cloud.
yeah. So, yeah, and this part of the map transitions from that to that. We do have a little bit of that's why we use big maps, and like I said, I lost the meeting
So
this
now
week.
nobody can see you.
Oh, here you go. Okay, so that's where we are, and it's taken me longer because there's more than I ever imagined. I would have never signed up for this goddamn project, honestly. It's really your fault.
Big
Brian.
job, but thank you.
No, it's gonna work, and, yeah.
So we're looking for May 1st.
Yes, please, God.
Progress in developing the frequently asked questions from citizens' questions. We have that list of citizens' questions from,
Yeah, and I've got a partial list and of my own that I've
What's that?
created, but just of frequently asked questions. But it's in here, it's gonna show.
oh yeah, no.
It's gonna show the
We
FAQs.
moved on from the
Right.
website though.
Oh, okay,
It is facts, but we'll be using this stuff. I just wanted, I haven't had a chance to sit down and try to write any answers to anything. And we have to decide which things we want to forward on to our consultants for some answers. And when we can do that. So
right,
whatever questions we can answer in-house, I'd like to get them answered in-house, let's just do that. Is our, is our principal assessor qualified? Well, you know, we can answer that one fairly quickly. Couldn't get hired without it, but that's fine. So we should go, when we get a chance to go back down through this list and,
send them over and I'll throw them up and,
well, we have the questions, we just need to get answers, so.
do you have to get it? You just write in process, under construction, just do the construction. Because then like people won't keep asking the same questions maybe.
That's fair.
And I got an interesting question from friends, and they said, hey, how do I tell what the assessed values were for 22 and 23? Guess what?
On your card?
Read your vision card.
No, they're neighbors, they want to see what everybody else is doing.
Oh.
And guess what? We're not in any, for those 2 files that are up, we're not in street order at all. It's kind of a mishmash of,
It's not, you know there's a whole database, right? The
yeah,
assessors database.
for 22 and 23? I know I have 20.
You type in the person's vision card, their name, or
Uh-huh.
their address, and their vision card pops
I-
up in the assessment.
and
I can see your vision card.
The 23.
Yeah, I know, I can go to how I do
So if
it.
somebody's curious about their
Oh, the
neighbor's
interim
vision card,
value.
they can go
The
look.
interim value is not there, that's true.
Yeah, and they
But
want, they
the
want to
basic
see who's on
The
their
beta
street.
value is not there.
Yeah, what's this value on the street? How about this person that got us, I'm saying, right now, all I can tell them is that I know I got the 24 one, but I don't know about the others, and I would just go in and look at what it's, go to your GIS site,
Yeah.
pull that down, and we'll be
Yeah.
on your, on that,
You can see
their property
You
card.
can see your property, you can see
Everybody's
everybody's property in
property.
town.
They're looking for easy ways to do comparisons.
No.
But the point of it is the 22 and 23.
So the
aren't no
spreadsheet that I
wonderful.
put together has the
22
abatement,
is on there, the 23, that interim is not there.
that's on the spreadsheet that I put together, that's out
Yes.
there at the
That is-
website.
Yes,
That
it
is
is.
on.
So
Yeah.
if anybody
Is it-
needs to look for it, they can look for it there. And in
Okay.
fact, you can put a pointer to that, that'd be
Well,
fabulous.
so a lot of times we're thinking that, here, click here and we'll take you, but we're not there yet. Don't,
The data's out there.
It's there.
Yeah.
They
If somebody
can
wants to
click and
click there,
find
they
it.
can go find it.
They just have to do the
What it
work.
doesn't do is if they want to look at one property and then they go, it doesn't link to the other spreadsheet
Yeah.
where the other data
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
So, and that's not gonna happen
not so.
in my lifetime.
The fact it's
Only
up there.
because I can't,
If they would like to raise their taxes to pay for that kind of,
No, this is all
Service,
volunteer.
they
This
could.
is volunteer, right? We don't cost anything.
no,
The
no,
question,
what they want is, like,
yeah,
what Vision has is a database to instantly pull everything up.
yep.
And that is not municipal services.
right. Yeah.
They just need to get their head around that.
Okay, I'm not worried that I won't be able to answer them. I'm just gonna say, go look or something, but, then there's assessed values for the past 3 years, and I don't understand why she didn't do that, but.
Who didn't do that?
I can't use names. They're friendly people that are scared to death right now.
Well, all they have to do is,
They just
Tell them
open,
to call the office.
Yeah, tell
I
them
have,
to
and I
buy.
think she has. No, but
No.
there's compounding factors. The compounding factors are my taxes are going up. There's worry, she's worried to death about what's gonna happen in the override, and she's now worried about her water bill.
Okay,
And so
but,
I can't help
we're
you
the
there. Mm.
assessor's office. For the assessor's office, she can go to the assessor's database, she can type in her last name,
Yeah,
and it will pull up her vision card.
mm-hmm,
Give her that thing that says how to read your vision card, because it shows each one of the years of her house.
mm-hmm.
I think starting in 2021,
20
2021, 2022, 2023, and
Shows
2024.
Yeah.
We can't predict next
Oh,
year,
yeah.
because we have to go through the previous sales, right?
Yeah.
We can't,
Oh, I
we
agree.
can't forecast that, so that's a conversation to have with your friend.
Yeah.
right.
I just, this is more of a hand-holding, it's gonna be okay kind of a question. but-
Well, I would caution you not to guarantee that everything's
I'm
gonna
not
be
guar-
okay,
I
because
guarantee
you
nothing.
can't- You don't know what the numbers are
Yeah.
gonna be, you don't know what the water bill is gonna be, and all those other things.
Yeah.
You can't do that for them, I'm
And
sorry.
we have nothing to do with the water
No.
bills.
Oh, I know, and the
And-
other, right,
And
it's,
honestly, we can't control,
it's angst
we
in the
can't
community.
control sales.
Right,
We can
We
predict
can't
it, but
control
we'll be
sales
wrong.
numbers.
right.
I agree.
They're gonna be what they're gonna
They're gonna
be.
be,
I agree, okay, so
Thank
next.
you. What? Oh, you're on the agenda? Or
Yeah,
you
well,
have something else?
No, I think I have a few others,
Well, a few others what?
of items on the agenda.
Oh, yeah, no, okay.
Okay.
I thought you were trying
I
to.
thought I didn't wanna beat it to death.
I-
Let's
well,
move on to it. Okay, frequently
Step-
asked questions, okay.
So, we should probably, each one of us sit down and try to figure out how to address those frequently asked questions.
okay.
And I don't know if we wanna distribute them? Rena might have a suggestion.
Yeah, just go to somebody, one other town's, how to frequently ask questions, pull it up
Yeah.
and put it on our site.
Well,
Almost every town has them.
I
Yep,
think that's true.
yep.
And, I don't wanna go out of order, never mind. Well, I haven't,
Sorry.
No, this is good discipline, Brian, you're good, you're good.
the next item on the agenda is the status of the 5-year reval, including the 9 DLS directives that we have.
Oh, yeah, those.
You should have each gotten a copy, I think I
I did.
forwarded it to you,
Eh,
of the 9 directives, and I had this in 2 different formats, which is kind of funny, but.
I remember I saw that, I read that. Don't ask
So,
what I did with it.
cyclical reinspection. Do we need to do something to address that? I think it's just gonna happen. We signed, no, we
I
are
think we-
processing a contract to try to
I
get
was
somebody
gonna
to do
say,
that.
isn't there an
Yeah.
RFP?
There is
for
an
that?
RFP.
So, it's gonna be addressed through the RFP. I don't think we have to do anything
No.
about the cyclical reinspection.
I also have an answer to that in terms of what else we're doing, we're keeping metrics on it with regard to how many do we do, how many anticipate, how many we're doing it, how many we've
There'll
done
be a
over
list.
the year.
Yeah,
And then the numbers will speak for themselves.
right,
And
That
that's in the
shows your progress.
proposal.
right.
Yeah.
Yay, thank you.
One of the items was income and expense data.
That is something
Is this something they put in everybody's?
everybody
Okay.
gets that. You have to do a better job on getting back your income and expense statements.
Oh, you mentioned
Every
that.
community
Yeah.
I know of gets that same directive.
Right. So, is there something we can actively do to address that? Probably not.
No, we mailed them all out and we can't, you know,
Make them mail them back. Well,
Yeah.
Do we track how many we've mailed and how many are outstanding?
of course we do.
we have a list.
Now, hold on, are you playing with me or is it?
No, no,
Well, of course we know
Yeah.
how many we mail out and we know how many.
So that could be
Do we
one
have
of
the
our
town clerk
operational
call?
metrics, right? Just a monthly summary, guess, throw a dart on the wall, but,
Well, you can't do a monthly summary because they're only going out once a year.
well, then you say I send out 800 in January, and then you just show how many have come back over X period of time, how many are outstanding, and you get.
Okay, yeah, okay. That-
In my free time.
Remember, we get another person coming, right? Tell me that, the data person?
No. No.
not,
in the
it's not been
budget.
approved yet.
It's not in the budget.
I thought it was on the.
It's in the preliminary budget from
Yeah,
the
it
town
is.
manager.
Yeah,
It is,
It's
but,
gotta go.
but it's gotta go through town meeting, it's gotta be approved.
It's gotta be
Yeah,
approved.
and then we can't hire anybody till July
I thought
first.
that got cut from the budget.
I hadn't heard that.
Well, maybe I thought that was.
It did not,
Okay.
to the best of my knowledge, did not.
It's either that or we outsource
The
it.
last time I had a conversation with the town manager, it was still in the budget.
And that's what she told us at the
I don't wanna
department
argue about it, cause
Yeah.
I don't remember, but I thought I heard that come out and something else got put in at a select meeting, but I did not take notes and I fell asleep.
Wow. It's like being here. No,
The jokes are too good here.
is anybody there? Nobody, still nobody there, that's good.
It's being recorded though, that's all right, it'll come on.
Neighborhood review. We talked about potentially putting together a subcommittee to do a neighborhood review, and we had some proposals for how we might make that subcommittee work. Who would be a member of it? I think we should,
I thought we volunteered Sarah,
I
didn't she?
think we should formally create that
Yeah, I think
meeting,
we should.
that group,
And what it is.
and what we want from them, when we want it, and who we want to participate.
Yeah.
I believe we have at least 2 people here at the table who have said that they would like to participate,
Yeah.
which I think is great.
Yeah.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. So we should probably write up a little formal thing that says, here's what this committee is going to be doing, here's how it's going to be constituted, and here's when we would like to see something back, because sooner's better than later. If we can get it in there before we redo everything next year, that'd be great.
Isn't
I
that the
can,
neighborhood maps, is that what you're doing?
I can write,
No,
no.
well, no,
Site indexes.
you're redefining site indexes.
Yeah.
Okay,
And today we have 3 site indexes for lakes.
all right.
Well, 2 of them are dumb.
Yeah.
It's,
It really should be an adjustment a site adjustment factor.
Precisely.
Instead of an A or a B.
precisely,
Um,
precisely.
Like what we're doing with our neighborhoods right now, are basically, our neighborhoods are stand-ins as a site adjustment.
Okay,
Well,
It seems.
on the lakes.
On the lakes.
yeah.
And then we
But
have,
everywhere else is 3.
we have,
Four
we
or
have,
five.
we have
Right.
one neighborhood that is 3, and a
Yeah.
million people in 3. And then we have, a few in some other neighborhoods, but,
So like,
so it needs to be revised.
so people who are next to main roads are a 3. If you're near another road, it's a 3.
If you're a nice, quiet, dead-end road, you're a
It's a
3.
3.
3,
It's a 3, and if
Yeah.
you're right on top of a conservation area, it's still a
It's a
3.
3,
yeah.
you got it.
So There's
So the
some
point-
problems to sort through, yeah.
Yeah.
The point is, we need to articulate what we want,
Uh,
and since.
When's our next meeting?
We'll be talking about that later,
No,
but
I'm
right
just
now
saying,
it's,
I'm trying to see if I could make a draft.
it's
of
tentatively May
what we could do.
6th, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Oh, 20
today
minutes,
is the-
half hour, 2 hours, whatever it is.
Do we wanna figure this out now, or do we want somebody to write a draft and dissect it?
I would like, personally, I would like to have a draft that we can then
Yeah.
modify.
Me too,
So,
I think that works better.
would you, Sarah would like to
I'm
volunteer?
volunteering, yeah.
You can target May 6th, and if you can't make it, we can do it for May 20th.
Okay,
Recognize when town meeting is, it's the 4th, and then we have
And
an
then
election
I know.
thereafter, but that's okay.
well, maybe somebody will be right and I will be on here.
Yeah, maybe. So, the neighborhood review, I'm gonna put on the agenda for next time. And if you
Okay.
get it done, great. If you don't get it done, we'll just say
Yeah.
postponed until the
I
20th.
will see, I will work as expeditiously as I can.
And you know all the things that need to be addressed. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
pretty straightforward, so that we really wanna use factors. We don't wanna use neighborhoods to
Yeah.
define poor.
Well, it's just very hard to do and get the right the numbers that you're supposed to have for neighborhoods,
And
Right.
for
I would,
sales.
I would think somebody else has done this already too.
Yeah,
It
I'm
must be-
gonna look into it.
Yeah, there you go.
That's why it might take me
Benchmark
longer
it.
than May 6th.
Yeah, benchmark it.
It's gonna take you longer than May 6th.
I know.
We'll just put it on the agenda for May 6th, so we get an update on how much progress you,
But you know, like,
Not
if
that
it's
it's
not on there, you know, it's not gonna happen, so
it'll be on there.
everybody needs a deadline.
Land schedules. What are we gonna do about land schedules?
I have no idea.
On the land
That's on the
curve.
DLS thing.
It's one of our directives. It does, by the way, these directives are for 5 years, right? So they don't
Yes.
all have to be,
So the land
Right.
schedule gets done at the
Addressed.
5-year reval, right?
Yeah.
and I don't know why it's on here as a specific item.
Does it ever get adjusted during
I
the
think-
5 years?
Interim adjustments, yes.
You mean the land curve is schedules, right?
No,
No? What are land schedules versus land curves?
the land schedule is usually your pricing of the different neighborhoods. That's on a
Oh.
land schedule.
So I'll read the whole thing to all of us.
Okay.
The assessors should review land values and adjust the land valuation system as needed in a uniform and equitable manner. Sales of water-influenced parcels and parcels with view adjustments must be monitored annually to support all land values and adjustments. So that sort of ties into what we need to do with neighborhoods, but
Right.
Yeah.
sort of.
Sort of.
A condition factor should be reviewed to make sure these are applied consistently, reasons are noted, and supported with the market sale data. Assessors need to review their pricing of unbuildable waterfront properties.
So a lot of that does get into our neighborhood discussion too.
It is really closely
It's very
related,
close.
Yeah.
and I didn't want to just throw that on the neighborhood
Well,
team,
We can put that in
but maybe.
there.
In the backland,
Mhm.
that was just adjusted for the first time. Vision adjusted that. It went up to $8,000 for the excess land. That hadn't been adjusted for probably about 5 or 6 years,
So
if
it's.
not longer.
So the
So
backland
that's
would be
why I
considered
have it.
anything over 2 acres then goes
Yes,
beyond
yes.
that, becomes
If they're in 2
backland.
acre zone, yeah.
Becoming a backland.
Access.
Or if it, could it be, it has to be always 2 acres, or can we
Anything
apply?
over.
Depends on which residence zone you're in.
If your
Yeah.
zone is 1 acre, if your zone is 2 acres, it's just
Yeah.
based upon your zoning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your zoning
And if you're
requirement.
800 square feet of land, usable land, and the rest is that, but they overall stick it up.
No, if you're
You
at
apply a use
800
factor,
square
don't you?
feet, you're at zoning.
Yeah, you're out of zoning.
You're at zoning.
If you're, I'm
If
sorry.
you're in the 80,000
Right,
So
square
let-
feet.
So let's say I have 88,000
right.
Yeah.
square feet. 80,000 is gonna be the zoning and then 8,000 will be
Would be
the
the
excess.
excess. land.
Okay. Oh, okay,
Right.
okay.
So if we can piggyback those two, that would be really good. I
Yeah.
really want to focus the effort on revising the neighborhoods, but the other piece needs to be done
Well, the problem is the conditions kind of
virtually
go
at the
with
same
the
time. Yep,
neighborhood,
Yeah.
so.
yep.
Is that even a year
That's
project?
good.
That seems like,
Seems like what?
it just seems like a really
It could be big,
big project.
and it might not.
You might utilize a team who will
That's the
be
point of having a team. We're
Yeah.
having a neighborhood
a
team.
neighborhood team.
But we may change their charge a little bit so
Yeah.
that it includes both of these.
And let them fight the battle for you, because
Well, no, it's,
No,
yeah,
it's
let them
group.
understand the problem and fix it,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
It's not a battle.
it's gonna be. As soon as you say view tax,
No.
Well, that's some,
Massachusetts does not allow view tax.
taxes, I know,
New Hampshire does, but Massachusetts does not allow a view tax.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can have a site index that says
yes,
lakefront and lake view,
yes,
but that's not a view tax.
yes,
Yeah.
okay. When,
Totally different, it's an.
no,
Until
when you
somebody challenged.
differentiate it that way, yes,
Yeah.
okay, I
It's a
got it.
neighborhood.
Do they have, living on busy roads?
That's a condition.
That's a condition? That'd be a condition then? Or a special characteristic?
Within a neighborhood, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
That's what when we were building that, the how to read your vision card, and that's what I was asking Mike Torello about, like,
Uh-huh.
what are our conditions? And we don't really have any, we have the neighborhoods.
Right,
Which,
so it'd be both?
But in the, that data collection manual that I put together.
There are conditions,
There,
yeah.
and we could utilize those, because
To
those are
Yes.
general for most
Yes.
communities.
Yes, yes.
You live on a busy street,
Mhm.
if you live on a dead end, that's how you're gonna have to
Yeah,
set
so
them
then
And
you get
that'll-
fire roads, the whole
That'll
issue of
make
fire
things
roads
in
come
My
up.
street
detail for
busy?
people. Yeah.
Could be.
I mean,
No, not really.
I was
It is.
disappointed that we don't.
It
a
is.
lot of truck traffic, but.
Yeah,
That didn't get in there.
Yeah.
Wait till Prime discovers you're a shortcut. Yeah, well, it takes care of the fire roads. Do we automatically differentiate the fire roads already in terms of valuation? No?
No.
No, no,
Because the sales did not prove
Right.
that fire roads, some of them.
Right, they're all around lakes.
Well,
because
fire
it-
roads don't degrade the value of the property,
Right,
Yeah.
so,
per sales.
For sales,
For
really?
sales.
It doesn't hold, huh?
No,
no,
Wow.
so if that's the case, then not a factor and doesn't
Right.
need to factor in.
Or you factor it the same way you would anything else, you just put that
Well, it's just,
factor
it's a
level.
factor of
If
the,
you, if you would recognize it, yeah, I've got a one-lane
but
dirt
but
road.
no,
there's no differentiation in sales
so you can't.
on
do
fire
it.
roads or not on fire roads, so it doesn't
So
make
it's
sense
not
to.
a
It doesn't make sense to factor it. Or,
Somebody might think, oh, well, maybe I can get a good deal because I'm on a fire road, but if the sales are not
Yeah,
showing
won't
that that's
support it,
not
right.
valued.
No, I agree,
you
I
can't do
totally
it.
agree. But you could classify them and just, guess what, it's the same number. You know, at Fire Road, it's the same number until we start
I don't
seeing a
think we should be
difference.
Don't
adding
even-
categories
don't-
For
without
nothing.
data.
you
Because
can't
it's
get
just
in,
opening a can of worms.
DOR will
It
not
is.
allow you to get into, when I first went to work in Groton, they had 26 neighborhoods. DOR came in and said, no. You know, that's way too many, you're taking
You'll never
apart,
make your
too
number
much.
a
We have-
minimal.
because you can't make the.
we have 8 today, I think 8's about as many as I want.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because you can,
But what, some of our neighbors had 10, no
So,
sales.
so we're getting into what the committee needs to.
There you
work
go,
on.
Yeah.
I like that,
Yeah.
good job.
Personal property, second homes.
we're good with that.
What does that mean, good with that? Well, if it's on here, it's something we need to address, but over the next 5 years.
Well, we've corrected a lot of those by putting them in as camps.
Yes,
And although we missed some, because there'll be a couple of abatements on a few.
that'll be camps now that we didn't know were camps.
Right.
Yeah.
And, so, you know, that's pretty.
So if we were to put an action item next to this one.
What they did not like, that,
State,
the state.
okay.
Scott Santangelo, when he called me and said, he didn't like the fact that a lot of, some of those properties around the lake had adjustments on them that we didn't know why. because they've been on there for years. And some of them might have been for
Oh,
Togo,
yeah.
some of
Yeah, I
them might have
remember.
been.
Yeah.
He said those have to be, he said, I'm not gonna tell you to take them off this year. I said,
Right.
please don't, because we've had enough issues. And he said, those are things that need to be addressed in the future. If they're on there, they have to be proven and they have to be put on the card while
Yep.
they're there.
Support them with evidence.
Second.
All right.
And what about apartments?
Well,
Now, hold on, apartments, you've got a house, someone's got a garage, you put an apartment over the garage, is
That's-
that considered a second? Or is that part, because it's on the same parcel, it's the same?
That's zoning, that has nothing to do with us. That's
Okay.
zoning, that's the building inspector.
So when we put an appraisal on it, on the second building that is an apartment, right? How do we treat that?
If it's like an apartment over a garage, we
Right.
treat it as second floor living space.
Okay,
But all that is really comes under zoning, it has to be all approved by the building inspector. We're not in charge of zoning.
okay. And
If
so I'm
it's
just
too-
wondering, so it's like some sort of extra finished space?
Yep.
And is it this, at the same per square footage rate?
If it's finished, yeah, if it's living
Okay.
area. You
Okay.
might have a garage downstairs at a
Yeah.
lower rate, and then somebody might have finished space above the garage.
In this case, it's a separate, where it would be a separate building, okay. It'd be the same, we don't care, we just added in that you've got this much, your house is this, and then you've got this little building,
An
and,
accessory dwelling unit?
what's that? I'm
Is it
sorry.
an accessory dwelling unit? Is that what you're?
It is,
Okay.
it would be,
But it's still part of
that one parcel.
that parcel.
Yeah, so it's not
So
separate,
it's the second floor living space.
yeah, okay. I like
That's what
that,
you were saying.
yeah, okay.
so this one's under control. Ish. Sales verifications, I mean, that's just
We're doing
something,
that.
we do that anyway, so.
We'll send-
Well, we are now.
No, we've always sent out sales verification letters.
Not
Yes,
of,
we have.
CJ told me he was,
I don't
He's-
care.
that's
what
ancient
CJ
history.
told
okay,
you.
okay,
I've
I'm,
always, I know Sheila because I've got the back.
Okay.
Sheila has always gotten the deeds and sent out sales
maybe
verification
he, I'm
letters.
sorry, I take that back, because he, I think he said, do we ever go out to do a site confirmation after the sale? And do you chase post-sales information? And he said, no, I don't have the time.
We're doing that now.
We
do
do
it
that.
now. We
He
do it
said
now.
he was
And you don't
behind.
chase
Yeah.
sales.
I-
Don't
well,
even use
I don't
that.
wanna go back
Okay, we
and
don't go
try to
back.
do history. I
Right.
can't fix what happened back then, so let's just make sure we're
Okay,
doing it
we're
now.
doing it.
And we are doing it now, so.
doing it now,
And
so we're
don't
saying-
It's
use
not a-
the expression chasing sales. That's a big no-no. Don't even use that expression. It's
It
bad.
has connotations that, yeah, so.
What does that mean? I don't, I'm sorry, I don't, chasing sales, what's the matter with that? Nothing
It's,
starts until you have a sale.
We follow up on sales.
yeah, that's more. You
Okay.
follow up and don't say chasing because that's somebody changing the codes on them to try to make it fit.
Oh,
correct.
that's what that means in this world, okay.
It's different.
Because when I had my company, I was always chasing sales.
Yeah,
Better
but
engineer,
there-
everybody- yeah,
That's different from real estate.
that's how we stayed alive, okay. Okay, that's a bad term to use in this.
In this
Okay.
case.
Thank you, I didn't know.
Other directives, interim year adjustments.
We
Oh,
do
work-
those anyway.
Working that.
Yeah.
That's based on, if you need interim year adjustments.
As evidenced by accepted mass appraisal methodologies, we're using all that stuff, so that's
Yeah.
all. Other directives, this is a different one. All classified chapter land should be inspected in the field. We've done that to some degree. We're gonna do that more of that though, right?
That was a suggestion that I had made to Rich. Not so much your forestry, because they have a forest management
Right.
plan. Not your chapter 61, because, they have to fill in what they've sold, whether it's hay. The problem that comes in is 61B.
Yep.
Open and natural state, people use, there's an awful lot of them here in this community.
Yes,
that
there are.
were given that, and that was one of the things Rich used to like to do, was go out and inspect the 61Bs to see if they were used, because you can't
Appropriately.
mow them,
Right.
Yeah.
you're not supposed to have activities
You
on
can't
them.
park your truck on it or all
It
your
has to be
trucks.
left in an open, natural state. And that might be something down the road that the DOR
This-
really wants looked into, because it's been misused.
These directives for the next 5 years, so we
Right.
don't have to address it right now.
Right.
But
61, what was that one?
61B,
61B.
Recreation and land.
Yeah, open space, okay.
there was somebody, oh, never mind. I had a conversation with somebody about that. I said, you have 61B on your property? Oh, yeah. I said, are you using it for anything? Well, oh crap.
Yeah, all the
I don't wanna
time.
know.
Yeah.
Oh, and you know, with our new software, we could actually zoom right in there and, oh,
Hey, look,
we could
They're
be
using
doing
it
that
to
pretty
dump oil
easily,
from-
huh?
they're using it to dump oil from oil changes. No.
If it was real time, we could do that.
Yeah.
And the other directive
You want
was,
to turn to map then?
any and all open positions at the assessor office and the board of assessors should be filled as soon as the town can locate qualified candidates.
You'd think. But we have.
That's what we're doing.
And I know how she's doing it now.
Those are our directives. Some of them will be addressed immediately and some will be longer. So,
Okay. Hey, you keeping score, Brian? Is that your score sheet
Yep.
in terms of the?
Agenda.
Are you keeping track of in terms of our items to be done by DOR? How
For
are
the
Those are
directives?
Directives, yeah. the
These are for the
directives.
directives.
So are you gonna have a little wall chart or something up there that says these are
Well, what I was
directives
thinking
and
about
this is
doing
our
was just going
progress
through these
towards
and just putting summaries after them.
it? Yeah, or something in there, and dress it up
Figure out
and
how to
send
do
it
that
up and
make it,
and put it on the wall. That way people know why we're doing it.
yep.
We're gonna need more walls. Can you put up more walls in there?
Well, they're painted now, we can write on them.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
I don't think she wants her new walls
They all
painted.
cut.
Are written on,
Written on, no?
no, right?
Wait till Dougie gets in there.
Dougie? Oh.
Yeah.
No, Dougie draws pictures and I hang them.
Like my own cut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Alcott?
don't know how to, this was one that you asked for, lessons and potential solutions from the 23 experience.
Oh, the one that the other thing got me now talking to the lawyer too. But, okay, what were these? What I had done is I was saying to myself, you know what? History repeats itself, and therefore I should go back and learn some more. Go back and look at that town meeting we had where everybody wanted to hang all the Board of Assessors and everybody else out there that was in, and this was back, what was it?
January of 22.
Is that what it was?
Yes, it was.
It's etched in your mind? Yeah, so anyway, I did go back and, I wish I put up my glasses. I don't know.
23.
23. I created a list of things and actually I sent them to you, right? And I sent them
Yeah,
to
but-
you under the guise of a white paper, which we'll save for that next topic. And
Well, it's not our next topic.
well, it's in the.
It's a later topic, and
in
I'm
later
not sure
topic.
we'll get to all of this stuff.
I don't know if we do. So anyway, what I did, Brian, you guys, is I made I created an observation list. It's nothing formal, it's not even dated, it just starts off with history repeats itself. Sarah, I'm sorry.
Okay.
And I try to look back at what they were saying. So when you do your address to the town meeting and board of, that you can say, we've done these, and maybe you cite some of the things that we have done. But I went back and looked at the BOA tax gathering and wanted to try to better understand it. Lake people that showed up at that meeting represented I counted them actually, represented 90% of those in attendance with about 400 lake houses.
So,
And that-
I was hoping to get you to focus in on, to focus in on, what are the lessons and what solutions do you have here?
Okay.
And do you have lessons and
I did
solutions here or not?
I did not pose solutions. I
Okay.
just, I threw
So
observations
we-
out and I thought we might have a conversation with regard to those. Like fire road valuations came into question. That's like halfway down. We have an answer for that. The board later agreed to push abatement emissions back, the back date of a month. That caused some confusion and people weren't sure. I guess the second level of concern was the assessor's lack of process in green. Some people accused us of not having any. And how will you do it? Where there were some citizens questioning whether they could file an abatement and make changes after the filing. And we clarified that. And I think we said, hey, once you get the abatement in, you can make modifications and changes to it. And perhaps we include that in the next one. We challenged the validity of the sample size. And there weren't some real good answers there. In fact, Nate came back and fixed that. Filer suggestion made we go back to the days of outsourcing with RRG. Is that what it was? One of those comments, in fact, I think.
Yeah, the worst company we've ever had in this community.
Yeah, well,
We only had it for
was-
30-something years.
Yeah, they just said that
26.
outsourcing, and the fact of it is, we're doing a quasi-outsourcing.
No,
Yeah, we are. Right. We've done Nate, and we've done.
But RRG was one company that was
Oh, yeah.
only one in this community for 26
We are
years.
hiring
Yeah,
consultants,
this,
but
yeah, we're saying something, but we're coming up with some sort of hiring. No one's suggesting we hired RRG. They said, why don't we go back to outsourcing? That's where, they didn't explicitly say RRG or anybody like that.
Yeah, it was said.
Was it?
Yes.
Did she say that? Did she say
Yes.
that? Okay.
Yep.
And then there were concerns about shrinking property sizes as well as some being out and out wrong. The property cards were telling everybody to do that. There were a couple of comments with regard to land curves and rounding up on property sizes.
So,
These are my comments.
You're recounting a whole bunch of historical stuff,
You're right,
observations.
Right.
But what we really need to do is look forward. What do we learn from that, and what can we do? What kind of solutions can we have? What did we learn from this? So, I don't know. We can recount history. We all know what happened. We were there,
Yeah, right,
or on
right.
the sidelines.
And so when you're going through your exercise of pointing out the progress we've made in the town, I would grab some of those frustrations and say, this is what we're doing on it, that's all.
I think you better let it die.
I'm-
We've gone through it enough.
Well, no, if there's something, I'd really like to have something we learned from the process last time. What happened last time? And what did we learn, and what can we do that's gonna be different? And so this is a whole bunch of stuff that happened, but it doesn't say what we learned. What did we learn?
Right.
And I don't know how to make this into an action.
This was, okay, two parts. We can take them apart and say, this is what we've done. And the other part of it was, I'm playing with this concept of the white paper, put it out there, let everybody see it. And I love, Sarah, your comment was brilliant. You said, I've sent it to you, I sent it to you, and now it's causing you to spend time thinking about it, and perhaps even after writing up stuff.
No.
But you couldn't answer, you couldn't respond.
Well, here's the thing. This is a recounting of what happened.
Mhm.
There's stuff like speculation. We will likely see this. We will likely need external inspection. That's speculative, and it's not based on a review of what we've done this year.
Yeah,
In my opinion, it's
right.
It's looking at what happened in 2023, not what we've been doing this year. We did a 5-year reval. We had data that we put before the entire town, that we reviewed in public meeting, that a lot of us went through carefully to make sure it was in the percentile, that we made sure that it was in neighborhoods, we made sure that there were enough sales, we made sure things were qualified.
Right.
Those are the kinds of things that prevent the history repeating.
Right.
And I find this to be a summary of that video and the previous experience, and concerned that we will repeat what happened, but it's not apples to apples.
It's not, and I agree with it.
It's not.
But we have.
So I'm trying to see, when I was reading this, I was like, I'm reading this, and I see just a lot of fear, and a lot of concern, but nothing that I can do with it.
Right. And maybe that's what expressed.
And I'm very uncomfortable when it comes to an end with like, let's cross our fingers. To be forewarned is forearmed, for what?
Okay, we have, if you were to look at the same kind of, right now, we have a large base of groups that sustained a pretty significant hit. We've got the condos who saw a 40% hit, right? Are we addressing those things, or are we gonna learn from this in anticipation of trying to answer that question with
The
regard to?
condos got a big hit because in the past 3 years, you didn't have the sales to
Right.
adjust.
So do we have
So they
that
weren't
answer?
adjusted.
That's the answer.
Yeah.
That's the answer. I'm saying, so,
And that came up at the meeting with Mike Torello.
That's
Right.
right,
Yeah.
it was addressed.
So.
how many people do you think watched that meeting with Mike Torello?
So that's different. You're
Yeah.
concerned
You
that
can't force feed people.
people aren't in tune with what's going on and they're just gonna come and yell. That's a different thing than being concerned about history repeating. That is thinking about an uninformed citizen. That's different than thinking
Right.
history's repeating.
And they're gonna
because
be-
it's not.
There's no reason for me to believe right now, and I tried to make a couple calls today, but I'm way behind in everything. And I'm saying, okay, what's happening with some groups that are pretty upset right now? And the thing of it is, like in the case of the condos, they're sitting on the water. They're all associated with.
No,
No.
No, they aren't.
stop.
No, no, no.
Because there's only 1 or 2 condo associations on the water, the rest are not.
Okay, but I'm
So-
saying.
so
see,
don't
you've got a
say
group-
that.
You've got a group that, you don't want me to say this,
No, no,
Hey
But-
Jack, I've only been here a month and I know everything that happened, but I can tell you one thing. Every day I pick up that phone and I'm not seeing many angry people.
Okay.
Rita and I take the time. We
And-
look up their bills, we look at their assessments, and we talk to them on the phone and we explain things, but we're not getting angry people because we
Right.
take the time and we go through.
And there was a
obviously-
and you have the
Condo
data,
owners.
and we have
Yeah.
a support.
There was a
And-
condo owner in today,
Uh-huh.
and when she found out that the third quarter was a catch-up bill, and that wasn't her bill going
Right.
forward, and that the condos hadn't been adjusted, she said, okay, I'm fine with that, and walked out
We're in
with a
better
big
shape,
smile.
and I'm gonna confirm to you that from what I've heard, just, when did I write that back, a month and a half ago? That essentially, I'm hearing that I know some people are planning on filing an abatement, but just because they plan doesn't necessarily mean they take action. There's been no action committees established that I know of right now, or maybe they're not gonna tell me, that are gonna try and do something, but I think that we've answered a lot of these things, and we should remind people, take that opportunity to remind people and be able to prevent them, and
So,
preemptive, and saying,
what
this is what we get going, and along those lines, and that was the intent of it. That was that part of it. The other part of it was to get a way of making a white paper work. So I wrote that, and I sent it to you folks, and you, Sarah, and I absolutely loved your response.
I think I have a different opinion about
So-
a white paper.
Okay,
go ahead.
When I look at a white paper, I want to see a written article that documents something factually, and then that's it.
yeah, I attempted to as much as I could from that. I also went out and looked at definitions and basically who says what. I then went,
What does that mean? Who says what? That means nothing
okay.
to me, I don't know what you mean.
Okay.
What are you trying to
If I
say?
read Wikipedia, it says one thing with regard to a white paper, and if I go and then I go and read what the state rules are, the state rules are different, and as explained to me by Adam, they're not the same.
But I also, I don't really want to argue about a white paper.
Right.
I want to get
Who's
a,
Adam?
I don't know, I want
Town
to.
What's
council.
that? Town
Costa.
Costa, Adam
Okay.
Costa, talk to the lawyer.
I really would like to know what you are hoping for with this.
Right, that's what I've been asking,
Okay.
actually. That's what I've
here
been
we
trying
go.
to ask, not very clearly.
Okay, I went back and after, I believe, I sent to you,
Because
Brian.
to me, it's just a
I
lot
said-
of information without
Okay, I sent it
Direction.
to you and said, these are what the definitions are. And in fact, I even went up and created a definition sheet and I sent to you, I used Gemini AI to help create the argument. And I sent that over to you. And I know you, I believe you took it to Heather and Adam.
I took it through Heather to Adam.
To Adam, okay.
And
So-
Adam was, as he read it, said very clearly to me, that's not a white paper, that is an opinion piece, it's full of opinion.
Okay.
I think, I believe, this is what I want, this is my idea, and all of that stuff made it not a white paper. And two things about a white paper, and I don't really want to go,
Okay.
we were gonna talk about white paper later on, I guess
Right.
we're gonna do that now.
Okay, so
So,
anyway,
two things about a white paper, it should be a
rec.
recognized expert in an area. I'm not sure
No.
any of us are recognized experts in an area.
No.
And I'm not sure that's the case. But the bottom line is, the State Department of, what is it, Open Meetings, or it's not called that.
That's not that,
It's,
but,
I've got it, I've had it in front of me someplace.
The open meeting law.
No, but there is a department actually, somewhere, and I had it
I
here,
don't
and I
remember
lost
the
it.
name, I'm sorry.
And they really frown upon that type of
okay, would you like to hear where I am with Adam? And that'll cut it to the chase.
Well, I spoke to Adam today, so let me.
You did,
Let me
you did.
tell.
He didn't call me back then, okay.
Let you tell me what, he was busy, he was going into a meeting, and I got him
he's
just
back
before he
from a
went.
week's vacation and with the kids.
So.
And so what happened is Adam gave me some guidance in terms of where to go to find a way to work our way around the problem that we initiate, we bring something up, but then everybody has to go out and do some research on it, and we come back, it takes forever. I'm just trying to speed us up, figure out how,
But
and you gonna let me finish?
Speed-
You gotta let me finish?
I'll let you finish.
You let me finish,
If you
okay.
can do it in 5 minutes.
Yes, sir. Okay, so Adam gave me, says there is a way to do the white paper process and make it work for you. Okay, he gave me the case, Mary Alice Butler versus the town of Wayland, right? And he pointed me through a methodology in which we might be able to create the white papers individually if we wanted, but it has to go to a member who can't vote, or basically lead assessors. Send it to the lead assessors, let them consolidate that, right? You can post it before you have your meeting. You can put it up there, it's just as long as we don't debate it, but you can put it up there and then allow the members to see in advance of what the concepts are, and then you can have an active conversation based on that. And each member can do what they want. You can post it before the meeting as long as it's in a public place. So I then turned around, I wrote a process up, sent it off to him, right? And we put it on the website and say, these white papers are going through and we're probably gonna be okay. I was waiting for Adam. Did you call him? I called him, but I didn't get to him until later this afternoon. So in either case, this is, and if you want, here's the information, but to read it, the results would have been, this is the court case, if the results of that outcome in that case would have been different if the board had made the individual and composite evaluations publicly available before the meeting, right? Publicly available, that's how you work it. And nothing in the open law or public record statutes, however, precludes the board from prior disclosure, nothing. So that's how we can do it. Am I done?
Ready?
I'm done, go ahead. So what did he say?
His recommendation was to bring an item to a meeting, and if you want to share something at the meeting, share it at the meeting, and then we come back and discuss it at the next meeting. He said that's the best way to have, be able to share opinions. He said this is nothing but trying to skirt the law, but it is.
Let him finish.
Well,
Yeah,
no,
finish it. Go ahead, I'm sorry. I apologize.
It is within the current written, but not the intention of the law. So it fulfills the requirements as the law is written, but it doesn't really fulfill the requirements of the law. Having said that, I think that the easiest way to do this is if you want to write a white paper, go ahead and write a white paper. You can bring it in here and just give it to us as a very brief agenda item. We will then spend whatever time we want to reading it and trying to figure out what it is you're trying to say. And then we can discuss it at the next meeting, as much as we need to discuss it and to come to some kind of conclusion. This wasn't a white paper, it doesn't really tell us anything.
Okay.
And I sent all that information to Adam, and he was clear that what you were sending to us did not fit under the open meeting law, did not.
Okay, I have it in writing from him that he's not excited about it, but essentially
I
it is.
understand that it's doable,
Yeah, and it's totally legit, and.
and if we as a
And this
board agree to
particular
do
case,
that,
and I readily
if
acknowledge
we
I
as a
was wrong.
board agree to do that, we will do that.
As a process,
If we as a board agree to do that.
as a
we'll do it
process,
yeah.
as a process, right? So,
So are you making a motion?
no, I'm gonna finish the process and put it in front of you, you don't even know what it is.
Okay.
You don't even know what it is. And I outlined it to Adam, and basically there's different components to it. We're the town, if it's going up on our website, Heather has a first write a review, as well as we can decide, but nothing is stopping us from letting each other know in advance and trying to schedule it. And that's what back to, Brian, I would like to have this on this agenda if we can. Please find the attached white paper that would go along supporting that information. And
It shouldn't be attached, it should be posted. Go ahead.
we post it, well, I'm sending it, okay, I can send just
If
the
you
reason.
listen to him, it had to be posted,
Yeah,
available for the public.
absolutely.
So it's not gonna be attached to me, it's gonna be going, or her.
Okay, I'm asking you to just put it on the agenda. I
Well-
won't attach the issue, I won't attach the paper
But-
itself.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so then I would essentially get it out that way, and that way we'll probably shorten our cycle of trying to come up with an answer. We've been kicking some stuff around for an awful long time, it's not because we haven't been working really hard, but perhaps we can work in a fashion that
Okay.
allows us to come to decisions better and faster.
So this is, these two items, one is the white paper, one is
Yeah.
the status of, I'm sorry, the lessons and potential solutions.
Uh-huh.
So I didn't hear anything on lessons and potential solutions yet, so I think
I'm
we're
waiting
done
for-
with this
I'm waiting for Adam to
conversation.
come back to me, we are done.
I think we're done with this conversation. You're gonna bring us your proposal in writing
Yeah,
to the next meeting,
but I need to
to
talk
the
to
next
Adam
meeting,
first.
to the next meeting,
I don't know if I can get it done in time.
or to some meeting.
Yeah.
And then we'll be able to think about it and talk about it at the meeting thereafter.
Yes,
Okay,
yeah, yeah.
fine.
And so, what else did we have here? Am I on the hook for what?
Well, that was it on those two items, I think. Right?
That was two, we got two in the middle.
You got the white paper and the lessons and potential solutions, which. And the other item on our current agenda is the clarification of our current situation regarding exemptions.
I made a little handout,
You gave me one.
and this was just a summary.
Oh,
Put into there.
That was the other thing that should have been on our list that she didn't put on the list. All this investigations of the exemption situation.
I got that, I have no comments to that one. Hold on.
So, the 41C, we just happened to find out a lot of things. We realized that what was on our wall was not accurate,
Yeah,
and we don't know essentially where that information came from. So we did some investigation. We actually spoke with Jim Crowley, who's an attorney for the Department of Revenue. And we've come to the following conclusions with the 41C. Right now, you must be 70 as of July 1st. The amount is $750.
right.
What we have to go by for 2024 is the income limitation for single is 31.5, for married persons is 39.6. The asset limitation for a single person is 52.7, and married is 72.7. The 41C limitation does not add the cost of living increase.
Right.
So proposed for the Springtown meeting, proposing to increase the exemption to $1,000 instead of the $750.
Whoa, which meeting, the fall meeting or this?
Uh,
No, no,
Spring.
this spring.
The spring, the one coming.
The one we
okay.
just-
Yeah, right, we good, okay,
Yeah.
perfect,
May 4th.
okay. Thank you, sorry, I
The one,
didn't miss it.
that-
Yeah, it says Springtown meeting.
Springtime, I
And,
just, for some reason, heard
And
fall.
reduce the age from 70 to 65 years old.
Yes,
But we will have to abide by the current income and asset limitations
of 41C,
of the 41C.
which are
20,000 and 40,000.
for 2025.
Yeah.
yeah. Now, it's because we haven't formally changed it from the past,
No,
Because
We
it
never-
was-
we never
went in.
accepted,
and the COLA doesn't work, oh, we didn't accept it?
we never accepted 41D.
D, which
We had to
allows us-
convert over from 41C to 41D to adopt COLA. We've been adopting COLA anyway,
Yeah,
but it has never been approved by the legislative body of the community.
Okay, so,
And if we do this for fall town meeting, that'll impact the year we want it to
Yeah,
impact.
that'll still be
anyway.
It'll impact 2025.
Yeah.
20,000.
Now, go ahead, I'll let her.
Oh,
so.
Do it.
She's got this thing going
And
here.
Let her
please,
finish
please
her-
comment, I put through this together so fast, but please make any comments necessary, because Rena actually pointed out a couple things. So this is for 41C. So to adopt the COLA, we need to
it's gonna
have
go to fall.
41D added as an exemption, and that allows for the COLA yearly, and then we can follow the legislature income limitations, which are indicated below. Single person for 20, married for 30,600. Single in the asset, single is 40,000, and married.
Those
per
are the
month.
41C.
These are the 41C currently.
Right.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah, but the big benefit of the 41D is that it allows us to add COLA.
Adopt COLA, yep.
Yeah,
on the
I have
value
a
of
question
assets,
though
right?
Yeah.
for you, because the elderly 41C up at the top here, it says single person is yearly
Yeah.
income no more than 31,500.
yeah,
But then down here for the 2025 fall meeting, it says single person yearly income no more than
So
20,000.
the thing you have to look at is this, we'll have to abide by the current income and asset limitations, which are the 20,
20,000.
36, the 40, and the 55. So these numbers down below are the
Yeah.
numbers that we are going to have to adopt
Okay.
in the spring, right now.
Right.
Oh, okay.
So this,
Yeah, I'm a little confused.
So-
no, that's okay. This, I think we probably should have put up right there
Right there.
first.
yeah.
So this is what we have to adopt right now?
Yeah.
Yes.
What,
Up here.
what's further up is what's
41D.
on the wall, which we
Yep.
can't explain where that came from.
We
That's the issue.
Sorry.
We knew that.
So I guess
And that was
I'm,
never accepted.
I'm
Yeah.
wondering then, for the fall meeting, what would our income limitation be that we're
For
looking?
the, we could, I'm sorry, if we adopt 41D at the
Yes.
fall meeting,
Yes.
it would
that's
be
what-
whatever the COLA number is that they're proposing, which
Right.
I believe will be something greater than 30,500 for this year.
And we'll
Or for
also,
next year.
fall will also re-adopt the 41.
Yeah, 'cause they've been keeping up.
41C. Well,
So-
We don't,
No,
we don't,
we
just
doing away with 41.
I just
We're
wanna make
doing
sure I
away with 41C?
understand.
Yes.
Because we're at, right now, this is what we have, 20,000.
that's what we
No.
should,
We should
Well,
be
this
at
is
that.
what we
Should be.
should have.
We should.
Correct.
But we have this.
We
Correct.
have this, yes.
we
And
don't-
this is what we're doing unless we pass something at fall 2025 meeting. Okay,
Okay.
and,
Because right now we're not
Yes.
legal.
and,
I'm sorry.
yes, we're not legal.
Lib-
And fall 2025, my question is, we've got, this is the starting point, right? They've been keeping track of 41D COLA, right? So we would just adopt whatever it is for 2025.
Correct,
That's what I wanted to know. Thank you.
correct.
Okay, I got it.
Um,
That makes sense.
So,
Two questions then.
so the point was, we are currently at this 31.5 and 36.9 income level
Yes. Which is
illegally.
just random,
Right.
random, made up,
It's-
whatever it is,
And,
however it
and we've
happens.
already approved a whole bunch of folks at these levels.
Mm-hmm.
So any ones that we take between now and July
July, yeah.
have to be done based upon that income level.
This one,
Mm-hmm.
okay.
So we are then because are adopting this thing in the spring, this 41C, we have to go back to the 41C levels, but we can change the ages and the compensation amount.
And why can't we come back and ask because for this fall meeting, why couldn't we ask them to up the,
The 41C can't be changed, it's locked.
It's all.
there's no,
41C
Well, how
is
does-
not
okay.
changing. So we have to adopt 41D.
okay, but I
In
thought,
order to,
go ahead, I'm listening, but
in
I,
order to, if we adopt 41D, we can keep the 65 and the 1,000 and accept COLA. If we stay with 41C, if we don't accept the 41D,
Right.
we have to go back to the income limits, which are 20,000 and 30,600.
I was under the impression in reading one of them that says the town may decide that they want to up what they
Yeah.
get, but they don't change, we don't get any more money from the state. We could
Nope.
change it,
That,
but we
that's true,
don't.
but
We can
they
only
have
change-
to do it by accepting, they never accepted the
Right.
COLAs. That was never it seems like the COLAs have been added every year, but it was never legal, was never accepted.
So what is,
Do we have any idea what the 2024 COLA income limitation is for single person and married persons?
40,
Just
40,
don't know if
isn't that,
I have it.
isn't that in the spreadsheet?
So, people have an idea of what we're going for.
Let me see if I have it in here.
I'm sorry. The 41C?
No, 41D. That's
41D,
what we're-
okay.
That's
We'll
what
do in
we're,
the fall.
that's what we're gonna do in the fall.
Wasn't
Right.
the COLA
I
at
thought
like
you
Did I say
60
41C?
something?
I don't know, I
I'm
just,
sorry.
I think the
That's
I
all
probably did.
I think the COLA was at like 6.5 or something.
Here we go. This is it. Cost of
Oh,
living.
that's the cost, yeah, that's the cost of it. So, it should give
6.5%.
6.5%.
So it would be 6.5% above 20,000?
Yeah,
Yeah.
if we, but
That was single, as if you're single,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
if you're
but-
married, and it's 55 if you're married now.
But that would be less than the 41C. Or is
Yes.
it, because my, you know how, you get interest on your loans, COLA should be like every year added, right?
it is,
So-
it is an
So-
every year thing.
this was to give us all an update on the
Sorry.
investigation.
Okay, sorry.
And having said that, we are not through the investigation
Okay.
yet. I believe that we can adopt 41D
Yeah,
and just accept whatever the COLA level is today,
Right.
yeah,
which would be at 30-something.
yeah,
I think that we can do that, but I haven't
Okay.
gotten confirmation of that yet.
that's what I'm wondering,
Yeah.
Right.
And
because I'm like,
that's,
So,
we get
so,
to, whatever year it was, and then there's this and this,
so there are things in front of us. Right now, we have 41C, and we should be locked into this 20,000 number.
20,000, 40,000.
But we hadn't been in 2024, so we'll continue to accept them in 2024.
Yep.
In 2025, if we change the age
Yeah.
and the amount, we have to go back to the 20,000. Because we are only using 41C. If we indeed accept 41D, then I think we get
The state adjusted
everything we get.
automatically.
Okay.
The adjustments, and we get the age limit, and we get the total exemption amount.
That would just be much
No.
better.
And they get the
for
COLA,
people.
But
which is what
I
the C
can't
can't
confirm
get.
it
Right,
yet.
right.
Yeah.
Is there
Okay.
any,
How
I'm,
frustrating.
okay, on the 41C, wasn't there something written in the bottom that says the town can vote to exceed those, both the income and the asset limit? Is that
Nope.
in there?
I don't think so. And the reason I don't think so is because those are the state mandated numbers.
Right.
Yeah, but the town,
We
this
spent
was
an
verified
hour
by
on the
this-
phone.
By an
really, and
attorney
they
through
don't, it's
DOR?
not, say-
Now,
okay,
what we,
With
our first 45-minute conversation with the attorney from the DOR, yeah, we got
Yeah.
a lot of this.
Okay.
And there's still, as we were trying to figure out, okay, so what does that mean? Now we've come to this, and I think we're gonna have to have a couple more meetings with them
Okay.
to figure out exactly what the implications are. But
I'm
it-
glad
what
we're
it,
starting now.
what it looks,
Yeah.
oh yeah, what it,
Yeah.
well, so we could have pulled the plug on the 41C thing altogether for this time. None of us really wanted to do that because
Yeah.
we had talked about that.
Yeah.
well, because there is some benefit to those people with regard, even if it's $250, But in
They'll-
lowering the
they'll-
age, that was the benefit that was readily apparent.
There'll be a larger body of people who will be able to access a
Yes,
potentially smaller amount.
if we go over that 73 number.
No,
That doesn't mean anything?
it means,
This number 73 doesn't mean anything then?
that's just,
Right, Peter?
yeah,
That's
it
how
does.
many people
Yeah.
we're told are eligible for it. We
Yeah, I
only
know, yeah, I didn't say
we only
anything,
have
I
20.
wasn't talking about the 73 number.
Okay,
We have potentially, by dropping the age
Yeah, we've
from
73
70 to
people.
65,
Right.
we'll have more
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
eligible
And we have 18
age-wise.
right.
right now.
Yeah.
And,
that's
or,
with the income
but,
levels of 30.
because it's 41C, we have to go back to the 20,000
Yeah.
number on 41C.
Right.
There is, it's poorly written, and
Well, why-
it's poorly
so
interpreted,
how-
and
how
there
does
are
it-
lots of towns that have done this too,
Yeah.
outside of us.
Do we load this data ourselves or does the
No,
state
we
load
don't.
it?
The
No.
state.
So the states,
I think the state thinks we adopted 41D,
because it was on our
Well,
warrant
because,
article, but
yeah,
because we kept sending bigger numbers.
We kept sending bigger numbers, right, so they probably
And that was
got,
when we had our RG.
yes, we had
Well,
them for 26 years.
That's not their fault,
yeah.
it's the board.
Huh.
Well, the other issue is they didn't get, when it was voted on, it never was updated. They didn't do so.
Well,
Yeah.
no, some things were.
So-
We, in our ultimate intelligence, decided that we would change the amount from 20,000 to 24, or was it 20,000 to 24,000?
What's the new number?
Or something like
Yeah,
that?
you should
Somebody
pull a
decided to.
meeting.
And the state didn't respond to that. They just said, oh no, they can't do 24,000, so they're 20,000 on another form. And it was like,
I
it's just a
think they
mess.
wouldn't allow us
So
to
what's
do
gonna
that,
happen to
right?
these
Right.
people that
That-
applied?
For this year,
For
they'll
tw-
be fine.
we
That's
are-
fine, but I'm saying that
It's the next
it doesn't kick in till next year, so can we shift them over to the D from the C?
If we accept it in the fall town meeting, we can shift everybody over to 41D.
Okay.
That's
But it wasn't one of them limits, the 41C was a little more generous in one area than in the D? Or
No.
D is always more generous?
Well, we don't know because we've never looked at D, we've never,
Yeah, up
we've
until
never
now.
accepted.
Well,
it's a-
the income limits are higher
Right.
for 41D.
The asset limits is similar with, we think?
The
That's
asset
kinda-
well, I think both income and assets are
Assets.
higher,
Okay.
but, yeah. It's quite a mess.
It's quite a mess. And the other thing is,
Having said that, we just sent out tax bills, which means we can accept exemption requests through July
If they've not
for
already.
24.
If they've not already applied.
Yeah.
yeah,
New-
Oh,
Yeah.
I meant,
filings.
I should have said new, but yeah, and we can,
I
so we
thought
can
we'd
accept
be
them
able
for
to do it anyway,
24 through July.
That's
Typically,
great, actually.
typically,
Yeah.
we send out the next year's in the summer.
Right.
Yeah,
So I'm suggesting we wait and hold off on those until sometime later in the year when we know exactly what the story is, so that when they are applying, we know what they're applying against.
right,
Yeah.
we're gonna know what the,
So I started putting
Yeah.
together a calendar of events that
I see.
oh, good.
this, it says exemption applications mailed. Last year we did them around August, so August
Mhm.
31st I picked. This year we'll, I think, send them around November 1st. That makes the most sense to me.
or
'Cause those-
after the fall
'Cause it'd
town
be
meeting.
We
the
have,
fall
a
meeting,
well, we'll
right.
have a pretty, we can send the applications out, and by the time we start getting it back, we'll have had the fall town meeting, we'll know what the
Yeah.
limits are.
Okay,
We will have to submit new growth, classification hearing will have to be in early or mid-November.
Usually a classification hearing is typically, in a regular year, it's in November.
That's what I said,
Yeah,
early or mid-November.
yeah.
So, thank you for correcting me. Sorry.
You know,
And she's my best
it's
friend too. She's,
9:30.
we need to submit the tax recap on November 15th. So, tax bills will be due on December 31st. they'll be mailed. They'll be due on February 1st, as well as applications for abatements. Applications for exemptions, we have to hold open until at least April 1st of next year.
Well, they're due April 1st,
Right.
First.
Right,
That's
well,
regular.
except
in a regular year,
except this year.
in a regular year.
We're gonna go back to a regular.
We're gonna go
schedule.
back to a regular year, so having said that, we're just holding off on the, sending out the applications for the exemptions until later in the year than we normally would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is the big deal.
Which
So we gotta hustle them in, they get that 30-day window about thereabouts.
There's no 30-day window.
No,
There's
not
no-
for exemptions.
For
Abatements. You're thinking
abatements.
about abatements. They're not, it's
Okay.
not.
The exemptions, they have.
Nope.
I thought it was 30 days after the taxes, and even the quarterly
You're-
taxes are
You're
whatever.
talking
You're
about
conflating abatements.
abatements, not
Right.
With the
exemptions.
Okay,
You're
so
mixing
there's
them.
no, someone can file an exemption whenever?
3 months.
Up to 3 months after, okay.
This year they can, because the tax bills went out late.
Oh, okay.
Well, and every year they can, because the tax bills go out on January 1st, and they have to have them in by April 1st.
Correct.
It's 3 months.
3 months.
3 months.
It's just 3 months from when they're
3
mailed.
months, but we didn't send our bills till May 5th, April
16th.
16th, so we have 3 months from April 16th to take them, accept them.
Look
At
over
the old
that
level.
calendar I printed out from you, that's
That's,
month
that's
by
right.
month, it gives you
Mhm.
everything
so,
that you need to do.
Yeah, hey, send me that calendar, I'll put it in there, because
that's
all
what
I've got
well,
is the state
I wanted to
calendar.
finalize this with them.
Okay.
Because I actually made some changes. No, that's not it.
Yeah. Take people to the state calendar, and that's all I have right now. Hey,
Well-
2 point, okay, once you get to yours, let me, I
So-
wanna bring 2 points up.
So the update was, we're still investigating our current situation on exemptions. We're zeroing in on the 41CD situation, although we don't have all the answers. There are still like 3 other exemption types that we need to do some research into, because I think we're
Right.
not necessarily perfectly executing them.
There we go. Can I ask a question now? Okay, back when, there's no date on this, of course, and maybe there is, but town went and accepted all of these, right, in your package that you gave me?
Yeah, that was in 88.
And so, 88. So they're technically, the town has approved it and accepted them. If you
Accepted
wanna
what?
make, except if you wanna make a modification, you
Accepted
have to
what?
revote it. I'm sorry, what was that?
What
Oh.
clause did they accept?
All these clauses, apparently.
So, looking at 41, we accepted 41C. There's no
Yes.
D on there.
Right, there is no D, but there is a 41A. So does that mean?
Yeah, but we, go
But
ahead.
that's the deferral clause, that's a big deal. Deferral clause, especially where they've had the new changes with the circuit breaker that influence the numbers on that. So, I will write something up, but I'm gonna ask us to submit that such a, it's gonna be changed. It's not the original one that was voted on. It's now including circuit breaker because the law changed from the state. If you look at the 41A,
So, we're gonna do a total review of all the exemptions, so thank you if you wanna help with that.
yes, and I will.
That's
Okay.
what that sounded like.
Okay,
To me.
I will, and I will
A
write.
positive guy that wants to move forward, that's what it sounded like to me.
Okay, there you go.
Right.
There we go. And that's a lifesaver for a ton of people, and it doesn't
Well,
cost the town anything.
today,
Doesn't cost the
no
town.
one's taking advantage of 41A, right?
The-
What's that?
that-
They are.
Today.
They are after we gave that seminar.
But yeah, we don't,
Rita.
Deferrals.
we don't do anything with circuit breaker.
Yeah.
We
You don't, you don't.
Right.
No.
We
So,
don't.
but you were talking about 41A.
41A.
We don't have any 41As today.
No, we don't.
So that's
No,
what
we
that's all I
haven't had-
said.
We haven't had anybody apply for one,
That's,
because the town accepted it.
That means we don't have anybody.
Yeah, they don't have anybody. But it's
If
on
nobody
the books
applied.
as being carried, and so therefore we want to update it.
we're gonna revise, we're gonna review and revise all of our exemptions in the fall meeting.
Right.
And go legal.
We wanna go legal for a change.
You knew you had a problem when you looked at 2 different reports and they had the same stuff. And
Well,
they're
and
two
we actually had some
values.
reports that went up and down over,
Yeah, they did, they did. They did.
It's, if I could find it, I probably can't find it.
We really need to talk to those people who've lived in town for 30-something years. I'm sure they remember what happened at town meeting.
It's all written down.
John's
Yeah.
passed, Kathy's still here, but I don't even know, when was the...
So, while I was doing all this crap, this is not
Get him
on
a
the
violin.
agenda.
Get him a
This-
violin.
This is not on the agenda, but this was, I was trying to figure out how to redo the calendar, and I got this, it's from the city of Boston. And we're not gonna discuss it tonight,
You gotta review it.
but you can take a look at it. This was a document that they have out there that basically explains the dates and what's going on in a normal year, which we're moving toward a normal year next year.
Yeah.
And I thought it was a really nice summary
Okay.
of, and
It's great.
if it's
Helps
true for
people
Boston,
understand.
if it's true for Boston, it's true for us because we all live under the same Massachusetts laws. So I thought that that one might be of use to
Okay.
somebody. Where's the other thing I wanted to pull up?
So can we get this calendar on
This is-
the agenda for next week?
We could talk about that calendar for the agenda for next time. This was the DLS bulletin that everybody's been zeroing in on that came out in 2019 that also has that kind of calendar.
Yeah.
So I wanted to get this into everybody's hands so they didn't have to go looking for it. You already have this one,
I
right?
gave it to you, so I'll take it.
I printed it back off I printed it off the, she did give it to me.
I felt bad, I had it for him, and then I could push the back button, and I couldn't find it again.
So she found it, and so I did, actually in the note that I sent to you guys, that includes that, I said Linda was able to find this, and then I found this thing from Boston, so you can go look at the Boston one yourselves.
Okay.
But that one's, I thought that was a really nice
This
way
is great.
Yeah.
to summarize it, and we could point to the calendar and just take off the little thing that goes, here's what the
Here's
dates
what we
are.
do now.
Right, right, so,
Yeah.
thank you for that. What else do I have?
When is our, we're gonna have a meeting before town meeting, right?
No.
Oh, we're not?
We have nothing scheduled.
You're gonna get up and say something though,
What?
Why?
at town meeting?
About what?
Or we're gonna talk about approval on the 41?
Oh, I thought you'd present that, because that was yours.
Okay, I'll present, but no, I think that
Is that-
usually, you're the chairman. And long
Yeah.
often our chairman will get up and give an introduction in terms of what we're doing. And that was the purpose of the whole debacle.
I don't remember that being a regular part of town meeting, the
Right, me
assessors
either.
talking. I don't. Our town manager will give an overview.
Yeah. But we're independent.
Yeah, but
And,
I,
okay, did you
every
write it?
department does not
But
get up
we-
and,
Isn't it a
and
warrant?
have
We wrote
a
something up.
discussion.
There was
I'm
something-
sorry, I was still
Isn't
trying to
it a
finish my
warrant
sentence.
article?
Oh, 41C.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a warrant article,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
thought Jack would present that,
So if you're talking
because
about,
we were the ones that
if
put
you're
it up.
talking about wanting to give a summary of the warrant, that's different. Yeah, somebody goes up and
Right.
presents that, but the chair of all the departments don't get up and give a speech. That's what the town manager does
Okay, so,
for the omnibus budget.
Oh, that's true.
I'm trying to make this point. I know we get up and speak. I also know that if we want to get
For
to-
what? For what? The
Well,
warrant?
I wanna talk about addressing the things that this group has done for the town in relationship to the issues that came up last time and the progress you've
So
made.
that's not a town meeting event.
Yeah,
Well,
Yeah.
In
I
the
think
past, it hasn't been.
I can arrange to have somebody get up and speak. To say, this is the things we're doing to make sure that
Well,
because building trust is a really big thing with them,
I
right?
think that we've done some of that at some of our prior meetings, but when people go to town meeting,
they go in to vote on the
On the
articles.
warrants.
On the warrant articles.
Yeah.
um,
And we do have an article in the front of the warrant, you have a little report that come from each conservation commission, right, or something. Isn't there
There might be a blurb about what's happened with
I-
each department, but it's not a presentation.
No, I agree. So what have we written to put in there, put in the warrant?
Well, I don't
No.
think that's a requirement. I think the town manager writes a report, they might put a summary of stuff that's happened in town fiscally. And actually, that fiscal one, actually, I think comes from our finance committee,
Yep.
Yeah,
not us.
okay.
Because I think the finance committee writes a report about the budget.
Yeah. I could have sworn.
And actually, I know they were behind on writing it, because of all the
Right.
hearings.
Right, and I was under the impression when I was at conservation and the other stuff, and when we were on finance committee and things, we had to write just a brief of what was happening in the town. Is that not in there?
Finance
For-
committee has
That's
done
in-
one in the
That's
past.
usually in
committee
the
does a
town
report.
report.
There's a town report,
Right,
Yeah,
but that's
we
not,
wrote the town report.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
that's
And
usually.
And we
it goes right into articles.
actually, we approved that. You brought it before
Quite
us
some time ago.
in
Yeah.
November,
Yeah.
December or something like that.
Yeah,
really?
Yeah.
Glad that it does. Okay,
We were sitting in this room and I was being grammar police,
since when aren't you?
quite often, actually,
Yeah, really?
yeah.
Brian, how much more do we have on the regular agenda?
Well, I was just looking to see if there was anything left here.
Maybe I have to
As
go.
far as this evening, clarification of our exemptions, and that was the last real agenda item, other than upcoming meetings. We had agreed to May 6th
Yeah.
Yeah.
previously, and May 20th.
Mhm.
If those are fine dates for everybody,
I won't be here, but,
for the 6th.
no, but I'll be here for the 20th.
Okay.
May 6th, is it BOA?
Yep, and May 20th.
Okay.
And then we'll figure out what we need after that.
And the 20th. Huh. How about if I could finagle you, to finagle somebody and say, let Brian get on the stage and tell everybody what you're doing? And the 20th, I'm sorry, I'm jumping around.
Did I see that we had an executive session?
Yes.
We do,
Oh, shit, that's right.
that went public, you know.
Yep.
Oh, you said it last time, I didn't. Oh, shoot, I don't say shit.
So I think we can,
You gotta turn them off. We gotta adjourn the meeting.
Well,
well, not
we're
yet.
not there yet.
We first have to open up for public comments, closing. Nobody there? Board comments, closing.
Nothing?
I said it.
I said everything I want to say.
We're doing so good. We're doing.
Then I will entertain a motion if you would like to, oh, you don't have yours. You want to read it?
I read it.
What do you-
I can read it.
What do you
for
can read it, well, somebody has to read this out
You already
loud.
do the opening, you can do it. for me.
Yeah. The agenda? Yes.
So,
I didn't print that last.
Motion to suspend open meeting and enter into executive session, not to return to open session after exiting executive session. Motion to enter executive session under purpose 7 to comply with or act under the authority of any general or special law or federal granted aid requirements. Executive session. Applications for abatement or exemption under this chapter shall, except in proceedings before the county commissioners, the appellate tax board, or a court of the Commonwealth, be open only to the inspection of the assessors, the commissioner, the deputies, clerks, and assistants of either the assessors or the commissioner, and such other officials or designated private auditors of the Commonwealth. Chapter 59, Section 60 of MGL is law being cited. Adjourn. Motion to adjourn.
Second. So moved.
all in favor?
Aye.
Nice.
Aye, thank you. Shut us off.